And it's time for more Minecraft. The qualifying for Formula 1 and IndyCar have happened. Let's see, IndyCar, we need IndyCar stuff. And I would say they qualify for IndyCar. Both in Formula 1 and IndyCar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a bad password. I don't think so. Can be really good. But I want the results for the... this must be seen. Linus Lundqvist P1, eller pole position in the car, and Jussi Newgarden did that big crash. That was, man, it's a hard crash, I would say. But yeah, Linus Lundqvist P1, Kulta P2. That was something funny. He didn't know he was P2. His team, the information his team got was that he wasn't P2. But the person interviewed him and can you say whatever they're called, they say he was P2. So he was like, first he tried to like, no, I don't know if we really are P2. And then his reaction then when he like, but okay, I'm P2 then. And that was somewhat funny. But then Formula 1, we have you could say this is the first pole position for George Russell. You can also say the second. He got his first pole position when he won the sprint race 2022. So that was a weird time that qualified as a pole position, but sure. So this is his first real pole position, but second pole position in his career. Max Verstappen was really close to maybe getting it, but he didn't. Fitzpatrick. And then we have Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri after that. That's somewhat nice. Daniel Ricciardo showed someone from Canada, I think. Yeah, I think he's from Canada. That he maybe should be still in Formula 1. Fernando Alonso showed that Aston Martin can somewhat be good. And then we have Lewis Hamilton. So we have George Russell P1 in the Mercedes, and then we have Lewis Hamilton P7. Somewhat amazing. And then Tsunoda. So both Visa Cash App RB Formula 1 team cars is still in top 10. Then we have Lance Stroll and Alexander Albon. So maybe more points for Williams. And hopefully no points for Lance Stroll. Because, man, Ferrari, what the fuck are you doing? 11 and 12. No, they surely should come and get some points. Logan Sargent qualifying is somewhat good. So who knows? Maybe points for him also. Man, Williams and Ferrari together. That looks somewhat nice. Gasly out qualifying Esteban Ocon and Sir Paris for some reason. P16. And then we have Valtteri Bottas, Esteban Ocon, Nico Hülkenberg and Shogun Yu. And nothing much happened in the qualifying, I think. Well, the biggest thing that happened was Ferrari not getting to Q3 and Sergio Perez out in Q1. I think more happened in IndyCar because Will Power doing something bad, so he was out of the he red flagged the fast 6, so he didn't get to do any more times, and then Josef Newgarden crashed sometime after that and made his own red flag, and that crash was, man, didn't look nice. Yeah, so let's go and see the reaction from George Russell from Formula 1 for his pole position.
Amazing. I mean, you know, so much hard work back at the factory.
Oh shit, we should maybe start Minecraft so we can continue collecting fishes. And we are up 1,400. So 1,300 left to catch. Gonna catch them all. Fishemon. Oh, boring. Looked like it could be a new fish, but it wasn't. So let's hear what George has to say.
Factory. So much hard work over all of these years.
Holy shit, so loud.
Sort of been zigzagging around, changing the philosophy.
Yeah, oh my god, fucking Formula 1, Mercedes. Oh my god. So, yeah, I mean, I don't mind actually. I mean, it will be fun if Mercedes wouldn't get a win or even a podium this season. I mean, that for me would be really funny. But if there's someone that should get a podium, or you can say a win, I'm hoping 100% is Russell than Lewis Hamilton. So, yeah. But I hope more Max Verstappen just get the win. Lando Norris get past Russell, so it's fight between Norris and Max Verstappen, and then Oscar Piastri get past Russell in the end and get the last podium. I mean, I really hope the Mercedes car is even. They looked good in the qualifying, but then in the race, they will be bad. Really, yeah. It took 2 years, more or less. 2 to 3 years for Mercedes to make a car that felt nice to drive. I mean, that's real progress. While McLaren and Ferrari, they take 1 year off, and then they're good. Mercedes still taking the year off.
Good to clinch his pole. Yeah, I think we really maxed.
Yeah, I don't care so much about Max Verstappen. I wanna hear. Oh, recorder we can listen to. P4. Oh shit, add time.
På Amazon hittar du kvalitetsprodukter
No, we
du kan
don't.
lita på till priser som du kan vara nöjd.
Fuck Amazon.
I'm very pleased. Yeah.
That's nice, but many people did have. Maybe someone that was in Formula 1 once upon a time that have some thoughts about if Daniel Ricciardo should actually stay in Formula 1 or not. But he did a good qualifying. Will he do a good race? Is this the last good qualifying / race for Daniel Ricciardo this year? Or is it this the beginning of good races? Like point scoring races. like a good somewhat good qualifying and somewhat good points for every race, and then they maybe catch up to Aston Martin. We want. Oh shit! Now I skipped. There we have it. What I'm gonna. So George Russell finished P1. He gets pole position, and he thought like his car felt really good. Will Lewis Hamilton have the same feeling of the car after he finished P7? I mean, he could still feel the car was good, but he just failed to make the car work at that moment.
I lost.
Man, tell me that you're sad without telling me that you're sad. It's like, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like every time Lewis Hamilton need to talk about his qualifying, he has depression. I mean, he's driving for a Mercedes that are bad. Then he not need to talk about how it is driving a bad Mercedes. And then he comes to the race and need to drive the Mercedes. And then he finished the race in a Mercedes. It's like so much unhappy stuff he need to do every race weekend. It's like, can you ever be happy? That doesn't sound fun. Man, they are 11 and 12. I don't know why they're slow. Good part is Alex Albon can maybe keep his position or / getting points. Maybe Logan Sargent can even get past them. I mean, that will be depressing. Logan Sargent fights against Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz in a Ferrari. Like, what have happened? It's not 1997 or 1996. It's fucking 2024, but Williams and Ferrari is close to each other. I mean, just look at this. You see them together. Alexander Albon in Williams is before Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz in Ferrari. Then we have Logan Sargent behind them. So it's like seeing how 1997 race was, but it's 2024. Charles Leclerc can't be happy with this.
So it's a bit strange to go from a really, really good weekend in Monaco in terms of pace and...
yeah, oh my god. Going from having somewhat good race, and a good race, good qualifying, somewhat bad race, that ended really good because he won the race, to then go to Canada and then being P11. Can't be fun.
Get here and be on
Yeah, and you drive like you are in the Mercedes. Can't
the
be
back
fun.
foot, so we'll look into it.
I think from
Yeah, I don't know. Is there any more interesting person to listen to? Maybe Perez. Or can this just be depressing to listen to? The reason why Perez finished. What was it? 15? No, 16. Come on, P16.
I think I just couldn't get the grip in. I think it was a very strange.
Okay, so it was just he couldn't get a grip in. Oh shit. Okay, go away with that. Okay, then I know the reason for Perez then. The grip didn't get to him. Let's see, is there anything more interesting in I mean him oh, what's his name? Math from P1. He must be really happy to see Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz being so bad in this qualifying. Man, it's like almost 3 hours and it's still not many stuff. Hey, at least we can see about the new golden crash that happened in the car. And that was a hard crash. Let's see what the... Oh shit, what is his name? Can we see... God damn it. David Land. Okay. Okay, let's see what the... huge crash for New Garden. Oh, he answered the Detroit question. The stuff that happened in Detroit probably. With the Theo Pocher, Calapinto, eller Twitter drama, you can maybe call it. But probably most the crash and pole position for... Oh my god, what's his name? I should know this. Linus Lundqvist. Fuck me, I don't remember that. You've said no gun on. No time for you.
So what an odd day.
Shit loud.
In open wheel racing qualifying today. There's no doubt about it. IndyCar Road America.
Oh shit, yeah, I thought it was talking about Formula 1. And I was like, yeah, of course, true. Then I remember this is IndyCar. Can't agree with this statement now.
In mixed conditions and a tie in Formula 1, which the tiebreaker went to George Russell. First time that's happened.
Yeah, George Russell. Pole position more interesting than anything about IndyCar. Trident. Man, I feel like they have nerfed the drop rate for the zombie Trident. They are nerfed the drop rate, buff the attack speed. I mean, this is ridiculous. Ridiculously. No Trident. Or it's just a bug that you can't get Tridents anymore. The fuck is this? I've killed so many. I went from dropping 1 in 3 to 0 in 7. So weird. But still just 2 fishes. And one of them is probably just a copy. Light blue red. Oh, this could also be on copy. Not fun. Okay, back to IndyCar.
Happened in Formula 1 since 19...
Oh no! Back to Formula 1 from an IndyCar channel. That's something.
97. But mainly, we want to focus on 2 things today. Road America.
Yeah, the new golden crash and hopefully Linus Lundqvist pole position.
And the happenings there and the potentiality of a very mixed up and interesting race tomorrow for the IndyCars. And I also want to finally follow up and kind of tie a bow on
New
the
fish for the
Detroit
collection.
weekend, particularly talking about answering some of the questions that we had exiting Detroit, which are, why is the layout the way it is? Will the race change?
Yeah, true. Oh my god, I feel like it's still loud. Yeah, back to...
And why does it have to be after the Indianapolis 500? So let's talk about Road America first, because as I mentioned, it was a rainy qualifying session.
Yeah, it was like rainy all the time. It was just rain. A rainy qualifying, a wet qualifying.
Today, and the mixed conditions led to a lot of drivers getting opportunities that they typically wouldn't get. Kiffin Simpson was in the fast 12. In fact, all of the Ganassi cars were very, very fast, but the fastest of them all was Linus Lundqvist, who qualifies on his first IndyCar pole position of his career, the first rookie to qualify in the pole since 2021, and certainly
Hype! That's
a
nice.
good rebound after a tumultuous Indy 500 for Linus. So, and Marcus Armstrong right there in third, Colton Herta on the outside of the front row as well, has looked impressive all week long. But obviously the viral moment is the crash that Joseph Newgarden had in the Fast 6. Now it's important to note that he has been seen and released from the infield care center and cleared to drive tomorrow.
Sitter du bara hemma och ugglar? Så här kan du tjäna extra pengar online. Den här tiden på året är det...
Oh shit, go away.
But dropped a wheel and the car spun out in Canada corner, or sorry, into the kink at Road America. And one of the biggest hits we've seen in quite a while on a road course reminded me a lot of the crash of Catherine Legg back in 2006, where the car got upside down into the catch fence and broke in half. Thankfully, it wasn't quite that severe, but certainly a very scary moment for Joseph Newgarden. So,
maybe.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to the Road America race
One
tomorrow.
more fish for the collection.
If you would like to subscribe
Yes.
to the DL 500 Club, the link is in the description
I will
below.
not.
You can watch the race along with me. I will be providing some live.
No, thank you. IndyCar is already enough bad. I don't wanna... No.
Commentary of it. Now, I'm not going to obviously be streaming the race. You'll have to find that elsewhere. But if you want to watch the race with me,
You will
I will
not?
be doing that tomorrow
It's bad, man.
exclusively for members of the DL 500
one
Club.
more.
And don't worry, if you don't want to subscribe to that, I will have my race
Two
review
more.
posted either Sunday night or Monday afternoon, depending on the immediacy in which I need and require to upload that video. Also want to quickly tie a bow, or not tie a bow, but perhaps unravel the bow a little bit more on the Augustine Canapino situation. While I can't get into specifics right now, I would say this. I think that this story is going to continue for quite a long time. We're going to be talking about it probably this week at some point as that
Oh shit, one more
continues to
try then.
develop.
Fuck me.
A lot of things going on behind the scenes, and I'll just say this, right? You don't pull a driver out of a race where he had done an autograph session 10 minutes before, right? There was obviously things behind the scenes that were going
Still
on.
not tried then.
And while I don't think we're going to get all of the dirt, I think some of the things are going to start coming to light, or at least what's going to come to light is what the future holds for Juncos Hollinger Racing. So we'll have to just wait and see on that one as things continue. But I do want to take this opportunity to talk a little bit of Detroit, because I wanted to follow
Yeah, it's just a bad race.
up on a video that I made, which was why does IndyCar
Or good race, but ending Scott Dixon got the win bad.
fall off after the Indy 500? There's a whole lot of theories out there, a whole lot of talk. But one of the points that I brought up in the video is that you go from 6 million people watching the Indy 500 to the last time IndyCar had raced on USA Network in Detroit. The race got 300,000 people watching on television. Well, the good news was that after the Detroit race this year, That number doubled on USA Network. 600,000 people tuned in to Detroit on USA Network. Actually, one of the highest rated cable races IndyCar has had in quite a while.
That's
so that's
something.
good news, but I think we left Detroit with a lot more questions than we had answers. But thankfully, there was a press conference with some higher-ranking Penske Entertainment officials, particularly the ones responsible for the Detroit Grand Prix. And some of the questions were answered that we've had interest in knowing the answers to. And while they're not the answers I think a lot of us would like to hear, they are the answers. And so we can work from there. So this is the transcript of the press conference from Sunday night in Detroit with Bud Denker and Michael Montri of Penske Entertainment. Those are the two men who are responsible in large part for the organization of the Detroit Grand Prix.
I don't care.
Specifically, the first question I think was of interest was that the question of how was the track designed, why was the track designed in the way that it was? And here was
True. Will they actually give a good response?
Bud Denker's answer, specifically speaking about both him and Michael
One
designing
more.
the track. But the interesting thing that Bud mentioned,
Yes.
you can see it here,
One more for the
is that
collection.
you have to find a pit lane. Behind that, you have to have the 20 acres of asphalt to create the paddock. And that's what he said. The challenge of having anything in a market like this is where do you put 1,000 feet of pit lane? Where do you have 20 acres behind it?
So maybe don't be in the city and actually build on a racetrack outside the city.
Paddock space. That limits on where you can do it. And obviously, Detroit has a pretty goofy pit lane.
Is
they
that
had
one
to,
more? Oh, purple.
decide to make the pit lane the way it was because of that restriction. In fact, the current paddock area, not the pit lane, but the paddock area is where the old front straightaway was for the racetrack that was used by Formula One between 1982 and 1990, and then taken over by the IndyCar Series in 1991. Before it moved to
One
Belle
more
Isle.
fish for the collection.
There was also the talk about not disrupting businesses, the design of the track.
So why being in the city, just build a racetrack
Allows
outside?
people to come into the city, come into the Marriott, which is in the Renaissance Center, and get out of the border crossing without disrupting our race. Because there's a border crossing, I think it's mentioned later on in this press conference that the border crossing is a big issue for racing in downtown Detroit.
One more for the collection.
There was a big thing. The big note that I kind of took away from Bud Denker talking about this was that they would have loved to have gone past the horseshoe at turn 3, past the turn 3 hairpin and down to the Huntington Place street. They didn't have enough runoff to do that. And then further confirming, we're not going to change the course. I think the course proved itself today and last year. It depends how you feel about that. I mean, some people...
I mean, I have no problem with all the crashes. But if you like IndyCar, maybe you don't want so many crashes in one race.
I did see a lot of comments in my post-race review of Detroit of people who liked the Detroit track. I mean, some people do like the chaos, right?
But that was maybe too much chaos. I mean, after a restart, you can have a crash. I mean, that's not a good race.
Suppose it is a different strokes for different folks, right? I personally am not a fan.
And also Scott Dixon won, so even more bad race.
The Detroit layout as it currently is. I think there's a lot of room for improvement in terms of making a raceable racetrack, but it's clearly not going to change because of another point, which was
shit.
and this.
Time to collect these important fishes. Fucking salmon. Mostly just for fun. I wouldn't say it's rare to see salmon being here, but I would say it's enough rare for me wanna collect them. Where? Here we have them. Oh, fuck me. They've taken too much space. We need to move the buckets. No, not in this one. This one. Fuck me. I need to fix this iron problem. Where do I put this? Put this way. We can have this on me. Okay, yeah, maybe solve this problem for now. Hopefully we not get more salmons. Because we're wasting buckets on fishes that we shouldn't have. That we shouldn't get when we can get these fishes. Stripy lime grey. One more for the 1400 collection. That will one day be 2700. Gonna catch them all. Hopefully.
This was a question mark going into the weekend. Is that the GM headquarters are going to move? The current date for
yeah,
that.
so will the racetrack also move now? Because they moved the... It's so important to have the racetrack in the city.
It's in 2025. And Bud Danker said, I think it will stay here. There's another thing you may not know about the 375 connector, which is a highway in Detroit, is going to change.
One more for the collection.
In the middle of working with the state of Michigan to determine how that's going to
Oh,
look
it's
in the future.
brown.
The future plan would probably impact our pit area
100%
right down
brown.
through the middle. Michael is involved. Our government affairs person is making sure we can still race here when they change 375, which is 2 or 3 years away, to which Michael Montre responded, at best. So there is a point where downtown Detroit is going to change, and while Bud Danker...
Oh shit, will I maybe make a racetrack? Or will I just do nothing? What can actually be the sanction something to the worse or to the better? I mean, it's USA, who knows? Should be worse.
Saying the track won't change an answer before this one. He says that in this answer, at least in a couple of years, there's a possibility that at least the pit lane would have to change. So I'm curious. There's some curious language being used there for sure. But this is the one that
for in
is,
the car.
I'm pretty sure a direct
One
response to the video that I made. I believe this question was asked by Nathan Brown of the Indy Star, so thanks for asking that question, Nathan. Coming off the Indy 5, I'll read Nathan's question. Coming off of the Indy 500, you've been in the shadow of a high.
Alright. Can you say this is the pressing for IndyCar? The only thing that make IndyCar interesting is in the 500. Nothing else. While the Formula 1 have the opposite. Everything is interesting. Than Monaco. So maybe IndyCar should do that. Have 23 races that are good, 1 bad, instead of 1 good and... Ooh, there can be 1 more for the collection. But let's see, how many races do IndyCar have? Let's see, they're placing them 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, fuck me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 times 4, 18, 16. 18 races. So 17 races and 1 bad. No. 1 good, 17 bad. Fuck me.
Highly marketed event. There's noise online. I am the noise online. About the series still promoting
Could it
things
be one
coming
more?
off of that. Not promoting so much going into this weekend. Well, I wasn't that guy. There was a lot of people doing that, though.
Green.
How does that affect this race and how it stands on its own? To which Bud Danker responded, I think it stands on its own. because of the success you saw today, right? We did a lot of promotion in the marketplace and the billboards you saw around the city, socials. We had a lot of partners that did advertising for it. The other point, I moved around here in certain areas, and how many fans do you want, right? You can't put a lot more in those parking decks. Can't put more in the grandstands, which were sold out. Where do you put?
Yeah, maybe build a fucking racetrack then. And stop doing what Formula 1 trying to do. Fucking make a racetrack of every city. Just like use the racetracks that exist before you even do anything in a city.
Put them on a 1.7 mile track. So I think that was a very interesting point raised by Bud Danker, that yes, it is a very small track, but he also says, which is a weird admission for a promoter to make, but essentially he's like, we don't necessarily want more people at the race, which is
yeah. It should be on the 500 race also. We don't want... We want only the half to come. The rest can stay home.
an interesting one. The other part of our track is on the riverfront, which is so beautiful. How many tracks do you have where you turn around and look at the riverfront? The walkway we have here.
Sandwort, I want to say it's a river. I mean, it's a sea. Fuck me, what's it called? Ocean. Maybe more. What more track? Oh, what's it called? Montreal, where Formula 1 is now. That? I don't know if that is a sea also. But maybe Indica should be on Montreal. What more have a... Baku, Azerbaijan, you can maybe say. You have a sea water place nearby. One more for the collection. Oh, Saudi Arabia. Their race on near water, I think. So maybe stop driving USA.
Here it's one of the best in the world. Well, I would say Belle Isle was a lot like that. It's a very unique place to be. Monaco, talking about smoke.
Oh yeah, true, Monaco. Fuck me, that race.
Robinson, you know, they kind of dodged things, and then there was a more
One
direct
more
question
fish for the
behind that one. I
collection.
don't remember who asked this one. It might have been Nathan, but it also might have been Wolfgang. So we'll just give them all
Wolfgang?
credit. Has there been any thought to having this race in any other spot on the calendar to make way for an oval immediately after the Indy 500? Bud said Michael can add on to that. Really, the biggest reason, and this blew my mind because
One more
this was
Trident.
almost a moment where they were more honest than I expected them to be. Because you always expect the answer is going to be this event has to be after the Indy 500 because Chevy wants it, we want it, blah, 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 blah. This was a very interesting answer from Bud Danker, and it had nothing to do with the placement on the calendar from a racing perspective. The biggest reason why we have it this week is because if we went 1 week longer, we would lose our sponsored chalet activity. School is in session in Michigan, in the Detroit area. Once they go on vacation next week, this place empties out and they all head north. We saw that for Labor Day weekend. The first 2 years with Labor Day weekend, it was hard for our sponsors, and he's referring to Labor Day weekend in Belle Isle. It was hard for our sponsors to get people here because it was the last weekend to celebrate being up north. We would lose all of that activity, corporate activity, not all of it, but a lot of it. People would be gone. That is the primary reason. Somebody asked a couple of drivers, can't we push this back a few weeks to give them some rest after a full month at Indy? I agree it's tough. We would lose our partner's revenue. Michael Montre adds a little bit more. I would certainly add being in the middle of downtown here. You really can't just move our date at any time. We have to lock those years in advance with the city because there's a lot of planning that goes into this. This is the weekend. I agree it's a good question. We've seen a lot of those questions similarly over the years, and I would say this too. The Indy 500 is the Indy 500. The fact that there might be an oval on the calendar the next weekend doesn't mean it's going to race the same as the Indy 500 or create that type of race. You never know what type of race you're going to get. I would say that there is a track in Michigan that would race similarly to the Indianapolis 500, but the point is true. Yes, I do agree to a certain extent. Yes, if you went to Gateway right after the Indy 500, it would not be the same product. It would be kind of the same problem you have in Detroit, where it's too much of a culture clash. I do agree with that. And finally, Michael said, for those who tuned in last week, the first time for the Indy 500, then tuned in today, they got an entertaining race on TV, and that's what we're looking for. I don't know if 47 laps under the caution is necessarily entertaining. It's entertaining to some, for sure. Some people like to watch demolition derbies. But I do appreciate the candidness of the answers that were given at this press conference. I wish I hadn't been on a solo trip at Detroit because I was editing the video at the time. Otherwise, I definitely would have been participating in this press conference. I'm happy for the journalists who were asking the tough questions. I think everybody who participated in that one did a great job. Shout out to you guys, and thanks for getting those answers out of Pennsylvania. And frankly, thanks
one more fish
to
for the
Bud and
collection.
Michael for answering those questions honestly. So, looking forward to Road America tomorrow. Remember, you can check out the DL 500 Club to see my commentary of the race. And if you don't want that, you can certainly check out my race review that will be coming in the next 48 hours. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Okay. That's everything about IndyCar. Let's see, do we have anything interesting? Go away, zombie. Go on, Dolphin, give me some speed. Oh my god. Fucking remove the speed. Okay, go away. No reaction to the qualifying. So we can have the
what happened on
the practice. What P1 thought about the practice and yeah, the reaction.
What happened on Friday for the Canadian Grand Prix?
Let's see what happened. Nothing. More or less nothing happened on the Friday. Oh my god, that was so boring. Jack Doohan here to take the first practice from Ocon, and then the practice take Jack Doohan's practice away because all the rain. And the practice too was almost the same. Man, that was like, that was a boring Friday. Nothing happened.
That was a
Or you can say a lot of happened because nothing could happen.
very, I mean, practice is not exciting usually, but
For me it is. Man, practice is. Maybe because you listen to fucking British people. The practice is boring. But maybe for people that doesn't have the British people to listen to, the practice can actually be somewhat fun to listen to. So maybe stop listening to British people.
This was
The British bias.
quite the, well, will it be representative? I don't know. We don't know what's going to really come of these.
Oh yeah, I mean I don't know what the talk was on the Monaco race, but for me, the people that was talking about on that race, I mean they ironically said that okay, what a boring race. Like, oh, the only interesting thing that could happen in this race have been removed, so this will be just a nightmare, not a fun race at all. So, while I hear that people from the, yeah, I don't know if they're British, probably talking about maybe Charles Leclerc will go into the pit and get new tires, because why not?
Sessions, because it depends if it's going to rain over Saturday and Sunday. But Tommy, still a few things happened, a few talking points.
Yeah, Jack Doohan didn't get his first practice, well, not first, but practice. What the fuck do you say? He didn't get to drive the car. Did anything else happen? I don't think so.
And we might well be set up for a lovely weekend.
Speak for yourself about.
Not for that reason, but he's still right, because what happened then today? George Russell P1 and Lewis Hamilton P7. So the race can be interesting, but not the practice.
Representative, I'm looking forward to a Fernando Alonso masterclass for him to win the race. George Russell second and Stroll third.
He's almost right. George Russell second. He's actually first, maybe.
Start with free practice 1 then, and there was a heavy downpour at the start. There was a 20-minute wait to see some of the cars. We're just all sat there because it was weird, wasn't it? The session started, but the FIA were like, you know, you're not going out though. The session started. But
oh yeah, did Leclerc get any problem? Because practice 2, he went out before FIA said the track was wet, after it is actually raining. I mean, that's 140 IQ. It's raining. Ferrari, okay, let's put on the wet tires. And the FIA like, oh, Leclerc doing something wrong because we didn't say it's wet. You maybe see it's raining, but we have never said it's raining. So you can't use the tires. No. Sure.
Pit lane exit.
And then we have Kevin Magnussen that can crash without getting any points. And that's somewhat funny.
Closed. You ain't going anywhere near the track.
Yeah, that's an odd one.
Which is an odd one. I don't recall that ever being that kind of thing. And I wonder if, well, I don't know why would
one
they do
more
that?
fish
Because
for the collection.
sometimes they've been a bit more lenient and delayed or
Light blue,
pushed
pink.
things back, but they just very much just thought, no, it starts now and you can't go out.
Yeah, sometimes, and a lot of the time they do it, you know, when you get a red flag or something, or they close the pit lane and the time is still going, but it's strange that it's still going after starting.
It's usually when it's already started.
Yeah, when it's already
they don't
started.
pause it, but when usually if they have a problem or whatever, they might have delayed it. I mean, think of
One more
Vegas, for
fish
example, and
for
how
the
they bent
collection.
over backwards after the drain problem to make sure that they had more running. But either or, we did have some cars eventually go out, and then Zhou Guanyu almost immediately crashing and causing a red flag. Very.
Did he? And this was practice. Did he really crash? Oh yeah, he did. No, don't say it. No, fuck me, I wanna look this up. I have slight memory of this happening. Need to have information. Practice. Where do we have it? Practice 1 or practice 2? What the fuck I'm looking for? Highlights. Can it be? I will look at P1.
ST1 har bara...
Yeah, go fuck yourself. I don't wanna hear fucking ad. Done. Okay, let's see. Do anything happen in... Oh yeah, it is practice 1. Oh my god, Jürgen, you didn't have a fun time this weekend. So yeah, practice 1. Did that happen? And then practice 3, he did something, a mistake also. So like, man, his weekend was bad.
Strange incident. I know that it's a new track surface, isn't it? And it's going to be slippery with the rain coming down, and you could see that the drainage wasn't particularly great, and there was quite a lot of standing water around the track. But still, Zhou, on his preparation laps, this wasn't even far into when he'd actually gone out, crashes into the barrier, breaks the left-hand side of his car and the steering arm, and the track.
And then on practice 3, he damaged his back wing.
Rod and yeah, it just put an end to his session before it even begun.
Yeah, more problems for Kicksauber. And Joe is not having a good time of it at the moment. He's not been delivering, and it's
not
just
at all.
Another crash. I'd be very, very surprised if his name is even in the mix now for these few seats that are left in 20.
I somewhat hope for Alpine, but I more want Mick Schumacher to be in Alpine.
25, but if he is, that's definitely not helping, is it? It goes straight in the
True.
wall.
Moving on from that, we had a bit of slick running, a tiny bit, where there was a dry line. And as soon as I see that sort of small, narrow dry line, it takes me back to Zandvoort last year when we're talking to Carlos Sainz about how he feels in the wet when when the drivers have such a narrow margin to play with here. And that's what we saw, and some of the drivers were making mistakes. You had in the middle sector a part where, I don't know exactly the turn name, but it's after the first sector split, and then you go down the small little straight, and then you have the right left. That, if some of the drivers just went straight on into what literally looked like a swimming pool. You didn't see it until the car went in there, and then it just went whoosh, and there was so much water in there. I think Daniel Ricciardo was one to properly kick up a lot of the water, but I did find that quite shocking the first time I saw it, just how much came up.
Yeah, you see it. You see a lot of drivers go off there. I don't know if there is an official name for it.
It's now called the swimming pool. Yeah, it's been taken from
the
Monaco
swimming pool from
to
Monaco.
One more fish for the collection.
For me, it's the Vettel corner of where he cut across. But we've seen that many times, haven't we?
Could
and
it be
also
one
another
more?
thing to speak about was Jack Doohan, who got his FP1 outing of an installation lap and then going out at the end to do a practice start.
He'd have got more data doing one of those, when teams just are like, we're going to take a show car to Paris or something and drive around at down a road. He'd have got more preparation doing that, I think. But
is that his first FP1 outing?
No,
he's been out before,
Mexico,
hasn't he?
I think, at the end of last season, when all the teams at the end of the season
they all just
do their usual. Oh wait.
Yeah.
Because it's an interesting explanation, actually, about the reasoning behind it, and because he spoke about it on the coverage, and he was saying that it makes sense that Ocon had the 5-second penalty. It's quite a green track normally, so even if it had been
grid penalty.
Sorry, what did I say? 5 second.
Yeah, I know he gets a lot of
5-second grid penalty when you start a race.
5-second penalties, mate. But he's
I
not
just
bringing
hit
a 5
Ocon,
second
and I think
into
5-second
this
penalty. No, Ocon has the grid penalty, and so he's going to have a difficult race anyway.
Oh yeah, fuck me. He will. Where will he stop? Well, start. He have 5. Okay, so we'll start last. So they should maybe fix this car even better for that.
Anyway, and it's quite a green track, but what he was saying, that in the end, it kind of worked out well that they could take the hit. It worked out for everyone apart from him, who obviously wanted the running, but for Alpine,
they
were kind of like, well, no one got any decent running, so we didn't feel like we wasted a session, I guess, in Alpine's. They didn't say that, but do you know what I mean? Like,
I was going to say, if Alpine does think that, then they really have no hope for Jack Doohan taking that seat. If they're like, well, tick the box, don't matter about you going out there, mate, don't worry about that. I think that the problem for Jack, and they said this in commentary as well, actually, it's a great point, is that these sessions are so important for a young driver to be able to show what they are worth and how they conduct themselves in the car, changeable conditions, difficult conditions. But Jack couldn't do that because he wasn't sent out. So how is he ever going to build on this, good CV, but not great, to be able to then convince Alpine or other teams that he's worthy of a full-time shot? You need these opportunities.
One more
he
fish
needs that
for
kind
the
of
collection.
Liam Lawson moment, who you could argue that Liam Lawson didn't have the greatest CV, He did well, but it wasn't a
one
Charles
more.
Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Lando Norris, George Russell kind of thing. So he needs that moment. He didn't get it today, which is a shame. I do think he'll get another opportunity because I think they will want to kind of assess him. It all depends with Alpine. I'd say never on it, by the fact that maybe who's going to want to drive for Alpine, really?
So the
Mick Schumacher
won, Lando
and
Norris
Joe
on top, but I will just say that Charles Leclerc was on a faster lap, and then got blocked by 17 cars into the final chicane. Although the Ferraris, for whatever reason, both in FP1 and FP2,
this will not be happy for him. 11 and 12 for Ferrari.
Were the slowest car going through the final chicane. They blocked about 7 different drivers during today, which I found very bizarre.
It was always a Ferrari at that final chicane. Every single time.
And it was warranted.
No.
Like moaning from the drivers as well, because they were going.
Fernando made a sassy comment that said typical Ferrari.
Yeah, typical Ferrari.
And I thought, oh, that's a weird thing to say. Why is he going on about Ferrari?
No, because he was driving Ferrari once upon a time.
Or it happened again and again. So that must have been happening even before we saw about 6 replays of it happening after that incident. So they were going very slow around the final corner.
But still, they're going to win.
Or Alonso have some memories from his great times in Ferrari. It's a new fish for the collection. And one more fish for the collection. Don't know if it's a new fish. Hopefully it is. But probably not.
Let's move to FP2 then. And it was Fernando Alonso, as Tommy mentioned at the top of the show, at the top of the timesheets, but it's completely and utterly not representative. And the big talking points to actually discuss, first and foremost,
George Russell P2, and he got pole position not today, yesterday, technically.
Red Bull. ERS problem with Max Verstappen. Now he came.
Oh yeah, fuck that. That happened. And Max Verstappen's man. That wasn't. No, they had really problem to fixing that. Had to use other tools to open the car up in a way that you shouldn't open up the car, I think. So that's something that happened for Max Verstappen.
Pits, and I was like, oh, is that some spray? What's going on there? No, it was smoke that was coming out of his car, and that was curtains for the rest of his free practice 2 session. It's not the end of the world in the sense of, did he miss out on much running that will be completely
lime and
representative?
green.
Probably not.
No,
but
it's
still,
just lime.
Another issue for Red Bull.
More unreliability.
Nice.
Exactly. Yep. Although a lot of teams take new engines going into this weekend, so I wonder if it was just one of those, slightly coughing and spluttering engine that they've just chucked in there, and if it blows up, it blows up.
And yeah, it is
true.
It's more problems for Red Bull. There'll be they'll make a big thing of it. We won't know until we actually get some proper running. But it is another kind of, whether you call it delusion or optimism or hope or whatever.
Yeah, that means fuck me. One more. That Red Bull will be bad this year. That will make Mercedes finally get a podium or win this year.
Realism. As Ferrari fans, that's what we call it. Yeah.
Because we've gone into this race now, and
no.
All the talk is, oh wow, this is a pleasantly surprising season, and people are actually quite close to Red Bull. And now they've had a problem, and they've been saying all weekend, this track's not going to suit us again, and yeah, could be very interesting indeed.
I mean, it will be so amazing when they get actually to a track they are good at. Then you remember, oh yeah, the Red Bull domination is still here. We just didn't see it until now.
It looks like it could be open again.
Stop it. Everyone, Matt's on his delusional train again in predictions. I'm telling you, if this was a dry weekend, Ferrari walkover, I'm just...
I think it was dry in the qualifying. I don't think any rain ever came. And I didn't do anything good.
Saying, but it's not. Maybe. We don't know. The weather's changing all the time. We could get a window where we get a dry qualifying or a dry race.
And it happened. But that didn't make Ferrari looking good.
So, let's see. Question from Chloe_Flower. Does Max's issues in free practice show us what the race could be like if the wet conditions continue into the race?
Nope.
What does Chloe mean in terms of how is this linked between Max's issues and what?
It could
how
be.
How do you decipher that one, or Tommy?
I don't know the issues in terms of like the issues that he had in the session. I think maybe just pace issue.
Maybe,
and the fact
more
that
specifically.
I don't think it's anything to do with the actual reliability, because that doesn't affect them because no one's really got representative data. So if you want to have, in a weird way, if you want to have a problem, it's in a session where no one's getting that much data anyway, and most people are sat in the garage. So from that side, that's a small silver lining on the issue, but they're not looking well, it's so hard to tell because you didn't see representation, but they really have been kind of saying a lot, this is a track where you have to bounce over the curbs, and that really is not good for Red Bull. And
apparently few people actually did that, because you lost more doing that than not doing that.
The car is very stiff, and we watched lots of replays of the Ferrari absolutely yeeting it over that final chicane. They are not afraid to use a lot of curb, but
even if they are going 30 miles an hour.
Exactly. But it doesn't seem to work for Red Bull, and that's what they struggle with, the bumps.
It seems as though this progression, this development of Red Bull has just taken it in a direction that has now this problem has been generated, and now it's ridiculous that we're saying that they can't ride over curbs. Like, it's bizarre. But yes, I think we're not going to take too much from this Friday, as we've said. Not particularly representative. We have 2 Aston Martins in the top 3.
Ferrari, maybe
Daniel Ricciardo up in 5th.
Magnussen
By
6th.
the way, Daniel Ricciardo, did you see Jacques Villeneuve's comments about him?
I've not seen it, but I've heard
Basically
it.
saying, why is he in F1? He's
True.
been doing this for 5 years now.
Not
this
improving,
Yeah, this isn't a formula that you get. You get all these chances. He slammed into him. Now, I think Jacques Villeneuve is very outspoken, obviously, and some of his opinions are completely and utterly wild. But I also kind of found it a little bit sort of Nico Rosberg refreshing in some ways, where I'm like, they're just calling people out left, right, and centre. They don't care.
It was, he's a controversial figure, but it is nice when a lot of the pundits obviously kind of are scared to speak their mind, and they have to think about the fact that they're going to be interviewing these drivers later down the line and stuff. But Jacques Villeneuve doesn't care, and he's happy just to...
True.
He was slandering Stroll, he was slandering Daniel Ricciardo.
Oh my god, even Stroll. based?
He was slandering the new regulations.
One more fish for the collection.
He went in big time, didn't he, on Danny Rick?
He certainly did. Next question from AnnaFlower90. What's the penalty for using wet tyres in a dry?
Yeah, actually. Will he get penalized? Will he get points? Oh, one more fish for the collection. And that must be a new fish. I've never seen it.
Session. Now, I find this rule so bizarre and
So
strange, and
so
I don't
retarded.
know why it even exists. I'm sure there is a safety issue there if a driver or a team decide to go out on a tyre that isn't supposedly meant to be used. But it was raining. The FIA were like, nope, it is not a wet session, even though it's raining. Nope. You either go out on dries when it's raining, or you wait in the pits. I'm sorry, how is that even... That doesn't make sense. Like, if anything, that's
weird,
dangerous in itself. You may not go out on intermediates until we tell you that it is too wet. And also for the penalty, well, as of recording right now, we don't know what the penalty would be.
Fine,
I can't imagine in a
2 points. Maybe 3 points.
practice session
Fine.
anything other than a fine and a reprimand or something.
Maybe 60 points lost in the championship. Something like that.
Oh yeah, as a Max fan, are you saying this because you're actually quite concerned that it's championship back on?
Yeah. No, I can see why.
Yeah, just wait for the qualifying, and then he will not be that happy.
I can see why they have that rule to a point of. In the races, it makes sense because you declare the track where otherwise you could put on intermediate tyres, and then it would kind of mean that you wouldn't have to do a mandatory pit stop because someone's used inters and then it's raining and stuff. So they have to kind of like declare that the track is wet to a point, but then it gets problem when it's wet and you put on right tires. That's stupid. It is. I've never seen this scenario before where normally you get the rain at the start of
One
the session
more
and then
fish
they
for the
decide,
collection.
no, the track is wet. But
I get that with the track
Well,
is
not
wet
tapping.
thing, and obviously trying to find a loophole of using the intermediates. But surely
in a practice
one more.
session,
but
And
also
the
just to
grey
cover it off. Surely the FIA declaring a session
Good
wet
one,
is when those intermediates would then become the only tyre you have to use.
Mike.
Like, if a team wanted to run
Oh,
the
light
intermediates, but then the FIA never said that it was wet, then they shouldn't then be able to not have another pit stop. If you see what I'm saying.
also what like.
Oh, one more.
And this is like a
Nope,
very
it wasn't.
if crazy scenario that could happen, right? But
Yeah, it probably will in Formula One. You know what I'm saying? Come on.
yeah, you never know.
Hit me with it.
But say it's spitting with rain, they're all on dries and they're not being able to get many good lap times, and there's 2 minutes left of a session and someone bolts on the inters and they go out because they can go quicker. It's like, well, no, you're
Nope.
not allowed because we've not said it's wet yet, even though that's the right tyre to be on. Doesn't yeah, it is really odd, isn't it?
Okay, we'll move on to the next question
100%
from
super.
Rainer0_0.
I mean, it would be so funny if Charles Leclerc actually gets points because of dangerous driving, because he was on wet tires when it was wet, when the FIA didn't say it was wet.
V. Will the lack of running make quali in the race more exciting, especially if it's wet? Yes! Well, if it's wet, less so. So hear me out. So the fact it's been wet now means that we do have, well, we've lost a little bit of the unpredictability of the drivers experiencing a wet track on a newly resurfaced circuit for the first time. Like, they've got that in their locker, so they kind of know, although every wet session's slightly different, they kind of know what it feels like. But and honestly, I think we will get a better weekend if we don't have any more rain from here on in. Saturday and Sunday, dry as a bone, and I'm not just saying that because it'll be a Ferrari clean sweep, but also...
It wasn't. Matt will be so sad after seeing the qualifying.
So I think it genuinely would be a better race. I don't see Canada with...
It will maybe, but not for Ferrari. That will be really bad for them.
It being wet with these cars, I don't think it'll produce the race that we're all dreaming of. I'd love to be wrong. I'd love for you to clip me up and say, my God, Matt, you know nothing. But that's my gut instinct.
My gut instinct is I really, 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 really hope it's the conditions that it has been today, because wet racing there's been reports of, you know, like thunderstorms and like really big rain showers like we got at the start.
IndyCar have the really rainy qualifying. So that's, if you want to see rainy qualifying, watch IndyCar.
Of FP1 where the track was completely soaked, and it's not only the fact that, you know, we'll have a safety car start or delayed start and everyone will go, why do they even have wet tyres and all this kind of stuff, because you know,
I mean, actually true, why have a tyre that you can't use?
It will happen. But the problem is that even those races that are just wet all the way through, they can just use inters and they will stay on inters the whole race, and you'll have a problem like Monaco where there's no pit stops and they'll just run to the end, where at least they can overtake it. But you know what I mean, in terms of like the best races and what we want is what happened today in the race. So it rains at the start, then it gets dry, then it's like people risking it on the dries, then it rains again and they have to go back on inters. You want those changeable conditions. That's when actual wet races, we say wet races, it's not really wet races, it's changeable racing is what we want, and that is what is going to make it good. And that's always good regardless, because it's more about driver skill and their instincts, and it's not so much about running to deltas and stuff. You have to take risks and pit stops and strategy and stuff. So yes, but even if it's dry like you say, it should still be very good because they don't have that data.
Yeah, so my answer was more envisaging a wet race and a wet race throughout. That's not what we want. We don't want that. We want, as you say, it drying.
It feels like there's been a
up or
few
it
wet
wetting.
races recently that haven't delivered because they have just been on inters the entire race.
Yeah, and we don't want constant.
And nothing
we don't.
happens because
We
then they're
need
too
little
scared
dry
to
inters.
overtake off the wet line, all that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
Changeable.
Changeable, please.
Well, Max Verstappen wasn't that afraid in Singapore 2022. He tried, and he lost a lot by doing that.
We are going into tomorrow, quali day, having absolutely no idea who is quick, and we will see you there live on Twitch. Come
Oh wait, was it 2022? Was it 2023? Feel like it maybe was 2023. Where do I have that information? Let's see. Singapore. Okay, Carlos Sainz won that. Yes. What happened? Oh, sorry, Perez. Okay, so it was 2023, not 2022.
Join us, Matt P1 Tommy, and we'll be synced up this time, because I know last time in Monaco we were synced up actually fully with the live real feed, and that annoyed a lot of people because we were spoiling it. We'll be back to our 2-minute delay so everyone can come in and have some fun, because Charles Leclerc's getting pole. See you soon. Lots of.
He didn't, but everyone will be happy because Matt will not be happy.
Love. Bye.
Bye.
It's quality day tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's see if he equally happy in the qualifying reaction clip.
It's Charles Leclerc day tomorrow and Sunday.
It wasn't. It was a better day for Charles Leclerc than Carlos Sainz, but man. Starting P11 instead of P12. Is that a celebration or just depressing? No, still not qualifying reaction. Well, they were talking about practice, so we can continue with Kym Illman. The Canadian F1 fans are furious. Let's see why. I mean, the practice 1 was bad, practice 2 was slightly better. I mean, they will probably get a race. People in Spa didn't get a race 2021.
Circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and I can tell you right now there are thousands of F1 fans in this city.
Oh shit, so loud.
Who are furious.
They are.
Why? Well, they'd bought tickets, they were attempting to get into the track, and they were told no, FP1 and FP2 had been cancelled. Who told them this? The police. And were those sessions cancelled? No. They both...
The fuck? Why? Okay, that's... What? Chaos at the Canadian Grand Prix as police wrongly tell fans practices cancel after hailstorm only for it to go ahead as planned. Nice.
FP1 and FP2 had been cancelled. Who told them this? The police. And were those sessions cancelled? No. They both ran. Some of the people were turned away on the bridge. Others were turned away at metro stations well away from the track.
Why? The fuck happened? Don't they have fucking the phones with them so they can actually look if their practice is going on?
Formula One's understand to be very angry. The police took it upon themselves to just make a statement to the crowd and turn them away. These people have paid big money for a ticket and they are ropeable. I put this post up on Instagram just before the start of FP1. While I'm waiting for the session to start, I'm flicking through some Insta comments and I see we were in line for an hour in the rain trying to get in. They said it's cancelled for the day. Is that true? It was not true. FP1 ran. That person went on to say that they were waiting at the bridge near the casino, and as soon as the rain stopped, they said they're not letting anyone in because both FP1 and 2 were cancelled. So everyone turned around, came back home.
Oh my gosh. It's so loud.
Only to hear that in fact it was not cancelled. Even the police in the metro subway weren't letting people get on the train because the day was cancelled. Wasted money on tickets and frustrated as hell. Now someone is going to have to sort this mess out.
Yeah, the Canadian state will probably not do that. And F1 will probably not do that either. So
I can tell you that Formula One is meeting with the police this afternoon to get their...
Oh shit! When the sport arrests the police. Then not often you see that.
Side of the story, but I don't know what happened.
Arrested for wrongly doing something that you shouldn't do.
So those people who paid big money to come to the event today to be turned away when it was actually open. I tell you what, if I'd paid big money for a ticket and was turned away at that bridge and could actually see people inside, and the
time to sue the police. Defund the police.
Cars running, I'd be looking for some sort of financial compensation. The session itself didn't start on time. There was a fair bit of mopping up to be done, and when it did finally get underway, Lewis Hamilton was the first car out, giving a wave to those people in stand 24 that managed to get into the track. And Aussie driver Jack Doohan was out in that session, although it didn't run for terribly long. It was an Esteban Ogone
3 laps,
would have been disappointed that session was indeed shortened. Here's another comment. We were at the Berry station, and yes, the message over the intercom was that everything was cancelled for the day. Well, it is unbelievable, you're right. Well, they lied, went back home early to learn that FP1 was proceeding. That is a very ordinary state of affairs, and someone needs a good kick up the arse for that, I'd suggest.
True.
Well, it is an ugly day here in Montreal. This is the paddock. Before...
Okay, so it was even worse. I thought it was just mad because practice 1. Oh no, one more salmon fish to collect. But he's alone. He should get his own bucket. And then I mean, God damn it. A special made bucket. Not from the normal buckets for the tropical fish.
Or it was teeming with people, drivers everywhere, everybody enjoyed
it. Oh yeah, but being mad because the practice 1 was bad. Practice 2 was slightly bad. But no, the cops made you not getting allowed even going there. That's something.
Themselves, and then suddenly it's pretty much cleared out with just a number of umbrellas and people underneath. We've actually had hail, and behind me here you can see some remnants of it, but this was the scene probably about 10 minutes ago, and that was about 10 minutes after the hail stopped. Now I can't remember the last time that I've seen hail at an F1 track, but I am told that oh, I just saw someone get clipped by an umbrella in the head. Yes, I got distracted. I am told that that hail and rain should stop by the start of FP1. Let's go through the weather for the day. We had a bit of everything, of course. We had that very
Yeah, we have the special bucket.
We had sun for FP1. FP2 was run under sort of meh conditions, grey skies and a little bit of rain. But that didn't deter Fernando Alonso because he set the fastest time. Helmet-wise, yeah, Daniel Ricciardo's is a ripper. He's used maple syrup on the top. Well,
let's see. Where do I place? Oh my god. So many places where I place salmons. Nothing here. Let's see how many fishes do I have. 1, 2, 18, should be 24. 18, 20, 22, 24, 30, 34, 36. Yeah, we can go down already. And place them in the chest room.
It's not real maple syrup, it's paint, but it looks fantastic and I think very apt for this part of the world. Still on the weather, umbrellas were out in force at the end of FP2. Now, who was holding the umbrellas? Because I know you love to pick fault with, say, Lewis Hamilton when he gets one of the crew to hold his umbrella. So I can tell you that Esteban Ocon held his umbrella.
Yeah, men det should do something also.
But none of these did. Alex Albon, George Russell, Pierre Gasly, Oscar Piastri, Lance Stroll, Sergio Perez and Max Verstappen. Charles Leclerc, no, I didn't see him with an umbrella, but he did hightail it out of the garage. He actually stopped to do a couple of selfies with some people at the request of Gino Rosato, who is a funny guy, and you might have seen my post with Gino and Carlos yesterday. Well, Gino actually commandeered Charles to do a couple of selfies, and then he was late, so he had to sprint back to the hospitality suite. Now, I did notice today that Lewis's security guards have changed again. He's going through a number of them here.
Yeah, for some reason. I want this one.
Of course, that we had Lloyd last year. He didn't return this year. Pavel was at the track for a couple of races, and we haven't seen him for a while. Then we had a couple of other guys.
Yeah, he's just wasting money.
And some new people today. So he's clearly giving everybody a shot at guarding him, and I think he's pretty safe in this paddock. People pretty well behaved, although they'd be hard to catch him because a lot of the time he's on a scooter. Now, I came across this pairing today outside the Red Bull Hospitality Suite with Christian Horner, Liam Lawson and Sergio Perez having a chat. It was jolly for part of it, but really when you look at this microphone sitting above them, which is a Netflix mic, what can they really talk about? Because all the time they're thinking, hey, I can't say too much. Certainly nothing confidential. And do drivers ever swat that microphone away? Yes, I have mentioned it before, but going back to Qatar, I remember Pierre Gasly giving it a swipe when he was having a chat with, I think it was Antonio Giovinazzi. Yes, it is. Here he is. There's a picture of the event. Zach Brown has a tattoo. Did you know that? Well, I learned of it yesterday.
Man, so many...
It is the Miami track. That'll match his Monza tattoo, which is...
So many one-colored fishes. Come away, SD. Go away, glitter. No, glitter should have. Yeah, light gray. Let's place. Okay, stripy lime. Stripy lime. Yep. Purple. Light. Got him a -1. Light grey, light grey. Brown. We have brown also. That's boring. So -2. Dasher purple. And we have purple also. God damn it. -3. That's not fun.
On the other arm. However, I did ask him if I could get a picture of it, and he said, well, not at the moment, because it's all covered up. But he did promise on Sunday to reveal that to me and obviously to you. Thank you to the 70 or so people that rolled up for my meet and greet at stand 24, which is the hairpin today. It was a fun bunch. A couple of people brought their books along for signing, and somebody presented me with a Canada bucket hat. Thank you for that. So what you see a lot of at this time of night is people like Jolie and Palmer in the background here and Laura Winter in their running gear because they can run the track. I could too, but I have no interest in that after walking probably 12 Ks today. But yes, the guys can run the track, and many of them do.
Dasher
the likes
purple.
of Jonathan Wheatley, a number of drivers. Oh, have you done your picture yet? That's Ollie behind the camera. I can't show you him because I have to be the subject of the video, but he's done his drawing. We'll go have a look at it for Sunday night's video. And other people do the running. So what is this paddock like? It's not bad. A bit noisy at this time of night, obviously, with the work being done on the cars, but the hospitality suites here are all set on the water. So they are a bit floating and a bit fixed, but come the end of the race, all this is taken away and set up again next year. Oh, and did you know that there are 2 helicopters here at the track? You can probably hear one flying over. One is on this platform which sits on the water, but if that happens to be called into action for a medical emergency, another one flies in and sits in that spot as well. So that's a fair cost to have 2 choppers on standby. Obviously it's not quite as expensive to have one standing by as it is to have them flying. Also in this paddock, you can see here in the middle of it is all of the Pirelli tyre stuff. That too is floating on that rowing lake which was used in the Olympics.
På Amazon hittar du produkter som får dig att le. Till priser som får dig att slappna av.
I don't think so.
Så var du än...
Go away, Amazon.
Through here, that is the pit lane.
Pink, orange.
The main access to it. In fact, there is only one access to it. Some tracks have 2. And behind me here are the toilets, which are open to both the public and the drivers. So you could, if you want, head in there and have a wee, guys, and be standing next to a driver, which doesn't happen at too many tracks. Now, if you're wondering what the merch sells for here at the track, and I'm upstairs at the Paddock Club, you'll find a Ferrari t-shirt for $170 Canadian. Yes, a t-shirt for $170, and the polo is $190 Canadian. So that's a fair ask, but of course if you're in the moment and you want one, they're here for you. I'll let you in on a bit of a secret here. One of the Williams crew is leaving the team. He's Ben Taus, British guy, who's been with the team doing social media. Well, because he's leaving mid-season, it's a great opportunity for the boys to give him a good farewell, and Alex Albon gave me the heads up yesterday saying that Ben will end up in here, the rowing lake, after the race on Sunday. Why? Well, it's pretty much an F1 tradition that when you leave or go to another team, they do something, not awful, but you wouldn't be queuing up for it, I guess. And in the past I've seen some interesting things, like this fella in Abu Dhabi who was
so mean. Why?
Wheeled to his new team covered in all this gunk. Anyway, I am to be on hand for that and cover it for you because, well, it just seems like a bit of fun. Let me give you a little tour about the area we work in. In there
Cyan,
is a
light blue
canteen. On this side of the corridor are all the commentary suites, which the likes of BBC, Canal Plus, all the major players set up their commentary booths in there. Behind that wall is the media press conference room, and this is the media centre, this being my desk here. And we do have a nice view actually out over the driver's car park. Now, people, I'm going to ask you before you leave, could you please subscribe?
No.
Some of you aren't, and I would really love to have all of you on board as subscribers.
No.
And please like the video. And for all my other content, this is where you go. Thanks for watching.
I will
Stay
not.
passionate.
No. I deny.
We're talking about Kym.
We're talking about furious, angry patrons who paid a lot of money to come in and were turned away.
No way.
They were turned away because the police said FP1 and 2 were cancelled. So they had to go home.
Fascists.
Oh no! Trudeau! What you doing? You ruined even Formula 1 for the people in Canada. Oh my god, that's...
G'day.
What are you doing? Have anything in qualifying happened? Peter Windsor. Yes, 52 minutes ago. P1. Nope. So let's do Peter Windsor.
An amazing...
It was somewhat. I mean, Lewis Hamilton finished 7.
An amazing qualifying session in Canada. An astonishing qualifying session in Canada. George Russell on the pole from Max Verstappen by the margin of 0.000. No margin whatsoever. Exactly the same lap time down to 1,000th of a second. But the separation, of course, was that George recorded the time first. He recorded on his first run in Q3. Max recorded it as the checkered flag came out on his second run. And so, as in Formula 1 tradition and as in the rule book, of course, George Russell took the pole because he recorded that time first. So congratulations to all at Mercedes. Just as it looked as if this was another year going downhill rapidly.
The race haven't been yet, so it can still happen.
For them, they've bounced back with this pole in Canada. But what a qualifying session it was, full of intrigue, full of drama. And I suppose an equally big talking point, alongside George being on the pole for Mercedes, was that neither Ferrari got through into Q3. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz will start 10th and 11th, right in the middle of the pack for Scuderia Ferrari. And of course there is perplexity around the world, for sure in Italy, probably in Spain and in Monaco as well, of how Ferrari's fortunes can change so quickly. Monaco 2 weeks ago, they were the toast of the Principality. In Canada, couldn't get through to Q3. A lot of it is down to grip, a lot of it was down to tyre management, but there were other variables in play as well. And they were also partially responsible for many of the other quite strange results we saw during the day. And I suppose at the top of the list of those variables is the weather. The prediction for the race is rain. The prediction for qualifying was rain, and it didn't rain. It was a little bit of rain at the beginning of Q3, but nothing to trouble the drivers. But the prediction for the race tomorrow is rain.
Brown, light blue, orange, black.
The way in which some of the teams have approached qualifying. So let's have a look at the speed trap times in qualifying, and I've included the 2 Ferraris there. The rest of them are the top 10. Lance Stroll quickest 3:33, Fernando Alonso 3:30, and just as a comparison, George Russell 3:30, Lewis Hamilton 3:24. Now there's no doubt that George got a phenomenal tow from his mate Alex Albon on his quickest lap. Just perfectly positioned. Was it planned? Who knows? And we shouldn't forget that George did an 11.7 in Q2 and only that 12.0, if you like, in Q3. Oh, and Lewis was the only other driver to get under the 112 barrier also in Q2, but was then slower in Q3. Maybe a tyre management thing. And if that's the case, it suggests that possibly they are running different setups in terms of stiff.
Different setup again. No. Go away. Brown, light blue. And then we want a sign. We want a sign. Clayfish brown. Clayfish brown. Clayfish brown. Blue cyan. Nope. Blue cyan, and then we light gray magenta. Light gray magenta. No. Clayfish brown. Clayfish brown. Okay, that's done.
Something like that, softness probably more likely going into the race tomorrow, which may or may not be wet. And it wouldn't be illogical for teams like Mercedes, like Aston, possibly Red Bull, to be splitting their options, because the weather looks very much a question mark at this stage. I think if you look there, Max Verstappen 3:27, actually 3:26 on his quickest lap when he did that identical lap time to George Russell right at the end, as the checkered flag came out at the stroke of 5 o'clock. Perfect timing, but nonetheless too late to get the pole. Max Verstappen 3:26 on that lap. And if that's not quick. For Red Bull, that is not quick. So that indicates to me, and this is just my opinion, I may well be wrong here. I may be apologising to everybody after the race tomorrow.
You should.
In my opinion, that looks as if Red Bull are running a lot of wet setting on that car as well. And Max, if it is wet, should be in very good shape in the race tomorrow, alongside George Russell on the grid. So, because 3:26, 3:27 is not a quick time in a straight line for Max Verstappen. To emphasise the point, he was very, very quick in Sector 1 on his quickest lap. And that is a sector where you can do with quite a lot of downforce as well. So, yeah, I think that's what's going on. Ferrari is the big question mark, because 3:27 as well in a straight line. I don't think they were running, I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think they were running wet settings on the Ferrari. I think that was sort of where they were at with the compromise in terms of top speed and getting the car to be half reasonable with grip levels. And they just seemed to lose their way as FP3 got underway today. Let's look at McLaren, because that's the other interesting one. You could argue, given how...
So if it's dry tomorrow, they will be better. Maybe.
How good they've been overall in terms of top speed and grip and balance. Of course, I've said in the dry, I don't think they're in quite the same class as Red Bull yet, but they've been very, very good.
No.
Lando Norris 3:25, not very quick, and Oscar Piastri 3:26, fractionally quicker. And that would suggest I think they're running quite a lot of, they're tending towards wet settings as well on the McLaren. So for where Lando is on the grid, P3 on the grid, really good performance, and Oscar Piastri right behind him, looking very, very strong as well. So I think it's very easy to say they're running less or more wing. It's not just that. I think it's also other setups in the car, because going to Canada all 3 days had rain written all over them. We did have rain on Friday. We didn't have rain today. So obviously it's a nail-biting Saturday night going into Sunday for those who are running wet settings, who need it to be wet. If you're George Russell, you don't really mind. You're on the pole. You've got the advantage of being on the pole, particularly avoiding the first corner accident, which inevitably will occur between 1 and 2 and 3, probably. I hope not, but it probably will if it is wet. And of course, you'll have the advantage of visibility if it is raining. Having said that, Max should be incredibly quick tomorrow if it's wet. If it's dry, I think George Russell's got a very, very good chance of winning the Canadian Grand Prix. The other thing was Sergio Perez not getting out of Q1. He was waving.
True. Man, Perez not... Why, Perez? Why?
His fist and stuff. And obviously there was a story about traffic in Q1. And it was terrible because of the threat of rain, everybody was stacked up in the pit lane at the beginning of every session. And at the moment, as I speak, there's a bit of an investigation going on for Max, because they parked his car behind Oscar Piastri's McLaren in Q2 in the rush to try to get out as quickly as he could. And I think it's come under the heading of barging into the queue in the pit lane. They then let everybody go, so I don't think he'll get any sort of penalty. But that just shows how frenetic it was and how under pressure everybody was to get out there and do a time. And Sergio didn't do a time. And if I was James Hunt, which of course I'm not, but if I was James Hunt doing the commentary as he used to do it for the BBC, and he used to get unbelievably annoyed with Riccardo Patrese, because James had worked out that whenever Riccardo renewed his contract or signed a new contract, his driving dropped in terms of performance, lap time, speed, race, qualifying, a factor of about 25%, according to James. In other words, once you've got the deal done, you just relax for 3 or 4 races and then you start being a racing driver again. And it looks as if Sergio Perez is doing the same thing. He's done his deal for 2026 through to the end of 25, I guess we got to say, and maybe 26 onwards, who knows. And now he's relaxed, and he just never really looked like he was going to be in the Max Verstappen, remotely in the Max Verstappen class all weekend so far. And where he is on the grid, of course, it's going to be a very difficult race for him. So put it down to the Patrese syndrome for Sergio Perez this weekend, I think. And now just going through the grid, George Russell on the pole, Max Verstappen alongside him. And it's not too bad to be P2 in Canada. It's rather a strange shape on the track there that's going to the right, and then they're breaking into that left-hander. And so Max will be in quite good shape, regardless of what sort of starts he makes, either for the left-hander or the next right, the tight right. So that'll be worth watching. Lando Norris P3, just ahead of Oscar Piastri. Very, very good performance from both drivers. Again, in the McLaren Mercedes. Excellent performance. And Daniel Ricciardo outstanding, but also Yuki Tsunoda very, very quick in Q2 and making it through to Q3, obviously, as a result, and will be starting P8 and celebrating his contract's been renewed through to the end of 2025 as well. Deservedly so, I think. But that car, that Visa Cash App, has been really quick and super.
Visa Cash App RB Formula 1 team.
Super quick in a straight line all weekend. Probably running dry settings, got to say, but we'll see what happens in the race tomorrow. If it's wet, if it's dry, they're in really good shape. Fernando Alonso, P6, pretty good job for him in the Aston Martin. There were moments when Lance Stroll was quicker, but Fernando put in some very, very good laps. And the Aston, as I said yesterday, looks very good in the wet, which would suggest also that I think Fernando is running pretty good wet settings on that car. And if it is wet tomorrow, he should go very well. Lance Stroll, I think, has got drier settings on the Aston Martin, as I said earlier. Top speed would bear that out. But nonetheless, very good performance to be P9, both Aston Martins in the top 10. Alexander Albon, again, a good job in the Williams Mercedes P2 for him as well, ahead of the 2 Ferraris, you could say. So if Carlos Sainz is going to Williams, he could say to Charles, hey, look, look at the team I'm going to be with next year. Logan Sargent, very good job. Got through into Q2 in the other Williams, ahead of Kevin Magnussen and Pierre Gasly, who have been driving on the edge all weekend, and they deservedly got through to Q2. Nico Hulkenberg, Esteban Ocon, Valtteri Bottas were the others, and Guanyu Zhou went off again at the beginning of FP3 this morning, so not a very good performance from him, you've got to say, in the Stake Sauber. So that's it for qualifying. A really interesting grid, a fascinating grid, an amazing grid, and one, of course, that will bring a big smile to all the Mercedes fans out there, particularly to the face of Toto.
Until the race happened, then maybe not anymore.
Wolf, who's had a lot of criticism recently, from me included. But there they are doing a great job. And so many variables around this weekend, from it being the range of soft Pirelli tyres. That's the same for everybody, but nonetheless, it may play into the hands of one team more than another in terms of the way they can use the tyres on that car, with the setup they're running, with the downforce they're running, the weather, and how Friday went. Bear in mind with Max Verstappen, for example, he didn't do a lot of running on Friday. He was okay in FP3, but he was doing medium tyre runs with fuel when others were getting ready with the soft tyres, and he was still running light fuel when others were doing fuel runs. So just Red Bull strangely out of sync, and Max strangely out of sync, and he had a problem with the steering as well in FP3, so he hasn't really had a very good weekend.
Wait, the fuck?
And there were question marks. Certainly I had a question mark in my mind about how he would go in qualifying and whether things would start to come right. And they did, as Red Bull normally do. They magically got it right. But in Q2, it was really different. It was on the edge. He was out in Q2 until right at the end. He just got in a lap, but put in P6 right at the end as the checkered flag was going. So as a result of that, Max was probably, and Red Bull probably, in the mode of bank a lap on his first run when George did that time, and then going forward on the second run and almost getting there, but not. And if we're taking into account different settings, that probably explains it all. If they were on the same settings, then I'm completely lost as to what was happening there. And the other point I think you've got to say about Mercedes is that they really ran Q3 very well and kept George and Lewis in the garage for about 2 minutes when everybody else was out. They didn't fall prey to the pressure of getting out there because of the weather. They just stayed calm, got out, got lovely free laps. The tow from Alex Albon notwithstanding, of course, but really well-run qualifying session by Mercedes and by George. And the other final thing, I think, and you know, just thinking of Gilles Villeneuve again, and how he once said to my friend Nigel Roebuck, when Formula One just got, well, it was, as is today, too much grip, too much downforce, and in those days it was the advent of ground effect and everything else. Gilles said, you know, it's a sad day when going sideways isn't the quickest way to drive a Formula One car. And I know this wasn't quick. And George got on the radio and said, whoa, nearly lost it out of whatever it was, that first chicane, whatever turn it is. But it was an unbelievable moment with the back end coming out on the Mercedes halfway through the exit of the corner. I mean, he'd got the corner done basically, and it was a car control thing, but it's a quick bit of road there by the time you're on the power, and George's car control was just wonderful. So was Carlos Sainz, actually. They showed a slow-mo of Carlos. Probably Charles would have been as well, but didn't actually see anything from Charles. But coming out of the last chicane, just dancing. Beautiful car control in slow-mo. But going back to George, just an amazing moment on a pretty dodgy corner with a concrete wall on the outside. So I suppose on that moment alone, you've got to say George Russell deserved the pole in Canada. It was just a fabulous moment. So yeah, I mean, a lot to talk about. A lot going on. Probably this does seem all over the place, and if it's all over the place because there are so many variables in play at the moment. Will it rain tomorrow? They thought it was going to rain in qualifying. Of course, don't forget that the cars were in Parc Fermé going into qualifying. They thought it was going to be wet for qualifying. It wasn't. They think it's going to be wet tomorrow. We don't know if it will be, of course, based on what happened today.
So it can be a Leclerc win.
Looks like 50% of the top 10 have got settings that will serve them well if it's wet tomorrow, and 50% will go really well if it's dry tomorrow. And those are the other variables. And it's not just wing, as I say, it's going to be other things that they've built into the car to do with the softness of the suspension, traction, things like that. And they will have affected the way those cars perform today in the dry on those soft Pirellis. So that's why some teams had problems getting the tyres to work, preparing them, managing them correctly, compared with others. Everybody had problems, their own problems, but I'm talking about the relative problems. If all that makes sense. So yeah, really looking forward to the race tomorrow with a grid looking like this. It's going to be, don't miss it, is all I can say.
I will not.
Closing,
Blue
we lost another great one a couple of days ago. So that's what these pictures now are all about. To remember one of the great drivers, one of the great American race drivers. In the meantime, thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
Blue sign, light grey Magnanta. Still don't know this guy. It's Lewis Hamilton time, light grey green. Not light blue, light green, grey. Light grey green. Cyan white. Lime Magnanta. We will one day catch all the fishes that exist in Minecraft. 2,700. And when days come, we will celebrate. Pink, brown. Pink, brown. I'm looking on brown. Pink. Should look after. brown, red. Red, blue. Red, blue. Okay, go away. And that was Peter Windsor and his interesting music ending of someone I still don't know. Have P1 done the reaction? The amazing reaction on Ferrari? Nope, still not. Okay, Cub red. Red, blue. Yep. Now it's time for the spotty. Black Magenta. Orange light gray. Fucking orange, not. Oh, here we are, orange. Light gray. Orange, light gray. And then lime stripy. Lime gray. I hear you, Foxy. Lime gray. Time for Sunstreak. White green. And then light blue red. Light blue red. Okay, fuck me. Now is that on? Now we can go and place them down. Place that one, that one. No, one. No, there's too many. Okay, the Sunstreak. Will be left. Okay, let's go. And place them down. Oh shit, I should. Money 6, 12, 15, 16, 18, plus 2, 20, and I think it was plus 2. Where do we have them? No, was it 3? 4? Oh no! No, this one was here already, so it's plus 3. Fuck me, I should have wrote that down. When was it? 12, 14, 15, 16. No, 17, 18, 20, 23. I guess. No, I didn't plus. Fuck me. Okay, from memory. I believe it was 36. Fuck me. 1036. Maybe. Who fucking knows? I don't know. Nice, and then we have minus, how many was it? 23. Man, I need to do a countdown again soon. 23. Really, so many? Oh, that's depressing. Six, 12, 14, 17, 18, plus 2, 20, plus 3, 23. Oh my god, so many. Well, at least I got at least it's plus 13. Catch 36. Man, there will be something mean in Pokemon. Catching a lot of Pokemons just to then place them down in one room, like we have here. All the tropical fishes that I don't need. There's so many. It's so colorful. And one day I need to move all these fishes to a more tropical fish place. Ah, that will be so boring. Yeah, turtle, what do you want? Pink, orange, brown, lime, light gray, orange, Magnanta, pink, Magnanta. It must be a blockfish. Magnanta, pink, briny, black, green, gray, green, blue, cyan, light gray, Magnanta, light gray, green, gray, no, cyan, white, lime, Magnanta, pink, brown, pink, Floyd. No, what? Fuck me. That's the meme. George Floyd is the name. Pink. Floyd. Oh shit, rock band. What the fuck is this? Oh, that's fucking... Hey. This is the... Oh, who did that? Beef in Hermitcraft? I think he did this... Or something similar. I don't want a meme. Pink Floyd meme. Shirt. Pink Floyd shirt meme. That I've seen on YouTube. Nope. Doesn't look like well, the meme is how see, what's the meme? Someone want to know what he should do, how he should wash his shirt, and the person asks, what does it say on the shirt? Yeah, Pink Floyd. Brown, red, red, blue, black, Magnanta, orange, light gray. lime grey. Okay, back to collecting more fishes because oh fucking hype 8 minutes ago. P1 have done their or you can say the reaction have been published. The reaction will probably happen soon 5 hours ago. But before we start that, we need to go up. Let's go back and place this down also. No, and I didn't even hit the slime. Come on. Really? Can we? Nope. God damn it. Do we really need to go the boring way? Yeah, I have mine out here. Man, I really to fix so I can walk to it also. Okay, now we are back. Fun. White, green. Light blue, red. Yeah. That way we do it to make sure the buckets come more in the right order. The most pointless thing ever, but for me it's 100% matter in which order the buckets will be used in. Okay, back to the slow water elevator. And now we can at least skip the ad before we start watching. And when I mean skip the ad, let the ads being played before we watch it. And the ads is over. Can we see and fish before we start? It is the tomato. Yeah, the tomato clownfish. Not for the tropical fish collection, but it is for the normal fish collection. Let's see. I think I have 18. How many normal tropical fishes do it exist? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22, so 3 more. I picked that one now. This one I must look up which I have and which is still needed to be catched. I mean, that would be depressing. I succeed to collect all 2,700 special tropical fishes before I even catch all normal tropical fishes. Like succeed in getting a brown panda before you succeed to get every other panda before that. And also, will I ever get any more trident? I mean, my collection of tridents, it's like nothing. I need more tridents. New fish for the collection? Probably not. But it could be. Okay, let's see our reaction to the amazing Canadian. Oh shit, I didn't go back. Okay, now I'm back. The reaction to the amazing Canadian GP qualifying. And yeah, this guy, he will probably be super happy. Ferrari qualified 11 and 12 for the Canadian race. And he's a Ferrari fan. So let's see.
What happened in qualifying for the
Yeah, what happened? You must be really happy.
Canadian Grand Prix. Hello everybody and welcome back to the P1 podcast with Matt and Tommy. That is a ferocious wave from Tom Bellingham. And his favourite driver's not even on pole position. That is right, we are here to reflect on qualifying from the Canadian Grand Prix. And I would say I'm on a high, but I'm also on a low. I'm on a high in terms of the general energy of what's just happened in qualifying and how I'm...
Yeah, until the race start, and Josh Russell will probably lose the lead to Max Verstappen, and then we slowly lose it to Norris, and then in the end Piastri.
Amazingly close it was, but I'm also in an incredibly depressive state for reasons that we'll also get into in a moment.
Yeah, I can't believe after all the talk there was an 80% chance of rain and it didn't rain, and it was really, really, really good.
Well, actually, technically, there was an 8% chance of rain, and we did have a few droplets. So
a few droplets, yes.
Yeah, and that's all we got. And I bet we'll get a dry race tomorrow as well. That would be quite something.
And Ferrari will still be bad.
Although I did say
probably
yesterday that I was praying for a dry session.
You were, so Ferrari could be really quick.
Shh. We don't need to say any of that.
One more fish for the collection.
Let's get into Q1 first and foremost, where the 5 drivers out were Perez, Bottas, Ocon, Hulkenberg, and Zhou. First and foremost, we have to talk about Sergio Perez.
Yeah, what is Perez doing? I mean, at least he have the contract for 2 years, so he doesn't need to be scared.
Start with a question.
Or worried.
Polsky Polak _2 asks, Perez has just qualified P16, while the V-Carbs are P5 and P8. Do you think there are performance clauses in his contract?
Maybe should be, but probably not.
So yes, you are correct in saying that Perez qualified P16. And look, Monaco, I was slightly lenient in the sense of, well, it's Monaco, you know, these things happen, very close, tightly, traffic, everything else, it can go wrong in Monaco. Canada, I know it is also a short track and there are some traffic issues, but I'm sorry, Perez was over a second, I think, slower than Verstappen in Q1 and got knocked out. That is unforgivable. I know that I don't do Formula One in real life for a living, but this track has about 4 corners that you actually have to concentrate on. How are you over a second behind your teammate who is on the front row of the grid for tomorrow's race?
Oh, his tyres preparation, I think he said in the interview. Can that be one more for the collection? It is. Fuck me. Let me get it. Yellow, purple.
Just, it baffles me. You got outqualified by both the Williamses and.
Yeah, okay, that you can say really depressing. Logan Sargent out qualifying Sergio Perez. Oh, two more. Oh, light blue. 100% light blue, and he not get the front. Pink gray.
Bizarre.
Yeah, it's inexcusable really when his teammate is on the front row, and I know his teammate is Max Verstappen and more alike. And we know how good Max has been for so long now. But this is, in my opinion, a way worse of a form than at the moment, and how it's been in certain stages of Perez's career than even Gasly and Ocon. Gasly and Ocon. Why
You can say it's still better than what Ferrari did. 11 and 12. They both did bad. Or slightly bad. Max good. Perez really bad. But Ferrari nowhere.
Did I say Gasly and Ocon?
Ocon to Red Bull confirmed.
I just saw the word Ocon. Gasly
Albon.
and
I guess
Albon.
It's got on at
Yeah,
the end,
exactly.
Isn't it? You know what I mean?
Gasly and Albon were, because in particular Gasly, they dropped him very quickly when he was finishing P6 and 7 and P8, P9, whereas Max is putting it on the front row and winning races and things and dominating the championship. And
well, Perez have also won and been second. So
how many times have we seen Perez not even make it to Q3 and sometimes even out in Q1? It's really embarrassing. It really, really embarrassing. And to do it when there was so much.
I mean, Ricciardo is still in Formula 1 for some reason. He didn't do the McLaren days any good.
Talk of people laughing at his contract. This is where you basically prove everyone wrong and go, shut up, this is why they've signed me for 2 years. I'm going to deliver. And he's done exactly the opposite.
Well, you said in the predictions, you literally said it would be one of two things. He either proves everybody wrong and sticks it on the front row of the grid and everyone goes, fair enough, or he has a disaster, and that's exactly what he's had. Now let's talk a little bit about the performance clauses. Now, my opinion on this is that there will absolutely be clauses in there. I think
probably got
team
it
will
before.
have some things to protect themselves and be able to make rash decisions, but a 2-year deal was the thing that struck me as the most confusing thing.
2 years after the Monaco race, you think, man, that's a big joke. And then this happened.
From Red Bull's perspective, just purely because Perez has had slumps in the past, why would they commit so long? But there has to be ways in which, if he doesn't perform to a certain level.
Oh, this is an idea that that can maybe be true. To make Max Verstappen not leave Red Bull, Perez need to be the second driver. So then maybe that's why they're 2 years. To keep Max Verstappen, they need to keep Perez. Even if how bad he is. Max Verstappen wants him. And also Perez also brings a lot of money, so why not have him?
He will be under pressure again, and it's not going to stop the chatter either from us, from everybody else, because it's not even unfair to single him out here, because it is so vastly different from what Max Verstappen is able to achieve.
And Max Verstappen maybe want him being that bad. He get the championship, and Perez can drive in a Red Bull. I mean, Max Verstappen will maybe be more happy if the construction also can be happening, but I think he's care more about the championship than the construction ship.
Verstappen stuck it 9th or 10th.
Construction championship.
Well, fair enough, the Red Bull wasn't there, but it was. In Q1, all the way through to Q3, Max managed to pull out a lap somehow. And I'm not saying that Perez needs to get on the front row. Just a 5th, 6th or 7th would have been lovely. Let's concentrate on the other drivers very quickly.
Like Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz, maybe?
Surprising to see Hulkenberg down in 19th.
I kind of didn't really register that.
No, neither did I.
Oh, wow.
Because the focus
I
was
did.
very much Perez.
I realized, wait, why is Kevin Magnussen not there, and why is Hulkenberg there?
Just looked and gone, oh, Hulkenberg was 19th, and of course he had that incredible qualifying. Yeah, last year. So, of course, slightly different conditions, but still Hulkenberg is usually a bit of a qualifying specialist, so very surprised to see him there. Ocon as well, but I think it was just the nature of this kind of qualifying session where we didn't really know the pecking order, apart from obviously Stake being terrible. We didn't really know the pecking order of where exactly, or who was quick, because it was a washout pretty much on Friday, and then they tried to chuck everything in on FP3 to do some learnings.
No.
But yeah, Hulkenberg down in 19th, Ocon as well in 18th, and again, Zhou 20th, but also miles off again. He's crashed twice this weekend.
Yep.
This has.
No, go away. Oh shit. Go away sound also. Jürgen Joe, will he still be in Formula 1? I would say maybe yes. I mean, it could be some interesting if he get to join Alpine, and then Lotus or Geely buys up Alpine, change the name to Lotus, make it to a Chinese team with the Lotus name, and Jürgen Joe still in Formula 1. I mean, that could happen. Could be interesting. But if not, he will probably not be still in Formula 1. Oh shit. Sound is
this weekend. This has to be curtains now for his career in Formula 1. Like it's been kind of obviously spoken about a little bit. Is he going to find a seat? The seats are going thick and fast. Yuki Tsunoda's been confirmed
pink and brown.
And to put in a performance like this so far, off the back of obviously very terrible qualifyings already, that I would say he's as in the mud as Sargent is when it comes to, if not more, after this weekend.
Yeah, I think.
Or maybe not, because of all the money the Chinese people can bring with having him.
How he's performed
like
this
Sergio
year,
Perez.
and I feel like we're having this conversation every week of like, why is Zhou in 20th and so far off the field? Because we have this conversation about how close Q1 always is, but I know the stake is terrible, but Bottas does manage to gain a few places on the field. He's not always 19th.
Yeah, I mean, Bottas, I know he's not putting in anything that's going to write any news headlines, but Bottas put nearly a second on him again.
Shocking, isn't it?
And you know, Perez is getting criticised, and so rightly should Zhou as well. So very difficult, but as you say, it's a carbon copy every single weekend. We're talking about his qualifying performances. Okay.
The car can also be really bad.
Let's move on to Q2 then. Does he knock Charles out? No, he doesn't. Carlos is out. Carlos
one
is out.
more.
Is there anyone
yeah,
else
one
out
more
there?
fish for the collection.
Is there anybody else out there?
Oh my god, Charles. So but Ferrari.
What? Wasn't he really hyped for the Ferrari stuff for today?
Nothing happened. Let's go straight to Q3. The 5 drivers out were Leclerc, Sainz, Sargent, Magnussen, and Gasly.
Charles Leclerc, Sainz, and Logan Sargent is out.
Wait, sorry, I missed that. Who was that first one?
Oh, if we were on.
Yeah, can you say it again? I think I missed the 3 first.
Which right now I would have said some very, very disastrous words to you. Yes, both Ferraris out in Q2, and look, the highs of Monaco have soon diminished here, and it is, quite frankly, not good enough. Ferrari did not look quick at all this weekend. Of course, as I said, it's a washout in first and second practice, but FP3 they didn't look great. Charles was saying over the radio, we're not quick. In qualifying, they looked like they'd maybe closed the gap a tiny bit, but still not on the front foot. Why on God's green earth are they on used tyres at the end of Q2? They don't. I know that the benefit of hindsight's amazing, but why are they risking it when they don't have the margin anyway? Question from P1 Patreon member Autosport: were Ferrari somehow overconfident going on used tyres at the end?
True, probably. They thought they could do like McLaren did, but nope.
Despite previously acknowledging they were slow so far this weekend. I don't know if it's overconfidence or just purely just not looking into this or thinking about how much the track would ramp up, including having fresh tyres. It's not good enough. It genuinely isn't. It is a big mistake. They've been an efficient team this whole year, and yes, you can commend them for that. But this is plain and simple stuff. If you're not the quickest cars out there, put the tyres on that will allow you to get through to Q3. Them starting 11th.
Yeah, I think they have done this many times. They're trying to, like, hoping that this bad tires will bring them happiness, and then it doesn't. One more fish for the collection.
And 12th. Goodbye, podium.
They didn't actually have any new tyres going into that final run, but they used new ones. So Fred kind of dismissed it and said, oh, you know, we didn't have it, only Mercedes had new tyres for that final run. But then when they spoke to Charles, he was kind of going, we need to look into it because they used the new tyres early in the session, which is like you normally save them for the end.
Wait, did they? That can't be
when the
good.
track is quickest. And I know there was that risk of rain. Maybe that was the thinking behind it. But if they were slow, surely you save that new set for the end when the track is best, because everyone was going a lot quicker. So save it for then.
So everyone else was more clever with their tyre allocation
Probably
than Ferrari were, basically, is what was
I believe so. I don't know for a fact if other teams saved their new tyres for the end, because I still don't know why they don't introduce a graphic that says new and old tyres.
I'd love that.
It would be so much easier to follow. But even still, you think if they did have, like our sports saying here, that they were talking about how slow they were and not as quick as they thought, save the good tyres to the end when it matters and the track is going to be the quickest, because it was so close in the session.
Yeah, that's where that's probably where most of my frustrations lie, because my guard came down. I saw obviously Sainz out, but we were looking at the Ferrari slow in the pit lane.
Then Charles Leclerc out.
Qualifying's done. It's over. Thanks so much. And a deep breath, Charles Leclerc's through to Q3. What is that? Alex Albon's in through to Q3. I genuinely, it was a jump scare. And then just that they weren't fast enough and they can't get the tyres to work. So basically, I'm just going to jump off a bridge. Anything else?
Do it.
Obviously, Logan Sargent, impressive, it has to be said, making it through to Q2. Looked like at one point, might even make it through to Q3.
Oh shit, if it doesn't, you can do the oh my god, his name. Shalaba. Fuck me, can't say that name. Just do it. Yesterday you said tomorrow. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Magnussen out qualifying Hulkenberg, and Gasly, even though 15th, out qualifying Ocon as well.
Shalaba.
On Sargent, if he'd have you know, we were saying about, we've said this all his whole career basically, that, you know, doesn't need to be absolutely beating Alex Albon and all this kind of stuff. But you got to think that where Albon was, and if Sargent had managed to do this for a lot more of his career, it wouldn't be such an easy decision of like, he's gone now, because that is obviously how James Vowles is now talking, as if that is not even an option now, unless the world-class driver that he's referring to is this new Logan Sargent that's picked up his...
It will never happen.
Let's go to Q3 then, and what a session it was. Ah, he's down, he's down, he's down. Max is down, Max is down, Russ is improving. Oh my God, it's game on. It's game on. It's never been more game on ever in the history of Formula One.
Lando's finished.
True.
Verstappen.
Shut up, big game on.
Lando's gone second. Oh no, he hasn't even improved. Lando hasn't improved. Russell's not improving. Tsunoda goes to 8th. Does Max improve? Here we go to the line.
Here we go.
Does Max get provisional pole?
Nope.
He doesn't. It's the same time. It's the same time. How have they done the same time? Russell's on pole.
Yes.
Identical times.
Could that be a new
George
official
Russell
declaration?
and Max Verstappen. So the top 10 was Russell, Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Ricciardo, Alonso, Hamilton,
Sign
Tsunoda,
grey.
Stroll and Albon. First question from P1 Patreon member Heather More or Less. Do we need to start timing to 4 decimal places?
True.
Okay, right. Okay, come on.
That's needed.
Come on, everybody. This is like red flag.
I'm sure
rules
that's tongue in cheek.
Well, you never know.
Surely.
Maths. Maybe, but either or. Unbelievable. Not only to see 2 drivers set the same time, but also to be a .000. That just satisfied me more than I actually thought it would.
Yeah.
But of course, Russell setting that time first. And we're just, again, it was the pecking order of, are Mercedes genuinely quick, or is Verstappen...
I mean, let's see in the race, and they will disprove everything again.
going to pop on a fresh set of softs and do an 11.4? Well, that was what I was more convinced of, was that Max was going to take pole, but...
Well, I've actually only just clocked this, that both the Mercedes did 111s in Q2. So they're actually quicker in Q2 than they were in Q3.
No.
George was flying in Q2, did a 111.7. Just imagine if any of us had gone Russell, Verstappen, Norris, Piastri, Ricciardo.
111 9 times.
and then you say that's not a wet session, that's a dry session.
Yeah. To
have that top 5. Wow. What a quali. That was so good.
Certainly did. Next question. Insomnia asks, this is one of the most...
Really? Was that so good? A good qualifying would be 3 people or more fighting for the pole position, and they are after each other. So like, yeah, so you get all the 3 times somewhat close to each other. So the celebration and the happiness can go up and down really fast. That would be the perfect. Not seeing Norris during a lap, then not good enough.
Most fun qualifiers in years. Top 3 with 3 different cars. Is F1 in a good state now?
Yes, so Max Verstappen can continue his car domination.
Based on the last 3 qualifiers and races, F1's never been in a better position. After Bahrain, the bench, just everything. Like our expectations, the benchmark for this year was so low. We'll take a different winner, maybe, out of the 24. That would be lovely. And instead, we're almost being jump scared into a reasonably interesting season, which I don't think any of us expected.
It will probably not happen, but sure. God damn it. Go away,
Red Bull have been caught, at least for now, and it's making it very, very exciting and making me very happy, even if Ferrari aren't in the top 10.
Yeah, and it's interesting that the different tracks we go to are suiting different cars, and I know Max has been in that mix still all the time, but they have been beatable. And again, you know, someone's beaten Max to pole position,
By
and
a whopping
zero. But it just shows that, yeah, it's a big surprise, and I'm so hyped for the race now.
Next question, P1 Patreon member Sophie. What's the likelihood of George taking Max out in turn 1 tomorrow? A solid 57%, I reckon. These two, I mean, look, I say that in jest, I am joking, because I think George...
Or how likely is it Hamilton when we crash out George Russell in a race?
Max actually have incredible wheel-to-wheel action when they have come together. Of course, a lot of the time it's when George didn't really have the faster car, but I think it could be very, very tasty indeed. George is going to do everything to keep Max behind. George is going to do everything to win tomorrow. He's got nothing to lose. He's not in the championship. Mercedes are nowhere near in the constructor.
Well, he used everything to lose to get a second win against Lewis Hamilton, his teammate. No, what is better? Have one win against Lewis Hamilton, your teammate, or having 2 wins against your teammate?
It's time to just fully send it, and if we get a bit of rain as well,
I think that turn 1 is going to be fascinating because, like you say,
little squeeze, just little.
Well, it is.
Sorry.
Yeah, the two have history, and like you say, George Russell is not afraid to get his elbows out at all, or even more than get his elbows out, and doesn't mind a little bit of contact.
One more fish for the collection.
He is we're going, oh, he's more, you know, mature now and stuff, and he's kind of
12,
going to think
14.
about the championship and all that. He is also Max Verstappen, so you feel like he's going to go for it. So it's a really fascinating sort of setup for the race tomorrow, and a short run down to turn 1. If Max gets any chance, he'll probably...
I mean, must be interesting and there. Can't it be interesting the whole race? How they take care of the tires when they go and do the pit, who stay out longer, who go into the pit early, and what that then led to.
Go for it. If Russell gets any chance to keep Max behind, he will do it because he knows that's his big chance and needs to make sure he's
Yeah,
ahead.
but I believe Max Verstappen will get the lead really quickly, and then he just for McLaren then get past Russell, and then it's the fight between Russell, Lewis Hamilton, and Daniel Ricciardo, I believe. Where do we have that information? Give me the information. Daniel Ricciardo, here we have. Oh, Fernando Alonso. Okay. Fight between Daniel Ricciardo, George Russell, Fernando Alonso, och Lewis Hamilton. I believe these 3 will just get past George Russell super easy.
Going into turn 1.
Next question, Flo_Ho_. Do you think Lando or Oscar has a chance to snatch the win?
Yes.
Yes, and
Yes,
I
if that
actually
happens.
think, well, not just purely because
Maybe not Oscar Piastri, but Norris.
of that, I think McLaren should have had pole today. I genuinely do. Lando, as far as I'm aware, didn't improve his time in that last run.
No, he didn't.
No, and he was 21 thousandths of a second off the
Yeah,
pole.
bottled it. Miles off pole. Joking.
Good bants, but also Lando should have had pole. I think. Of course, things that there was improvement out there.
It's an odd decision,
Lando-
wasn't it, for McLaren to do that? Do the do the run early and then cool
Run
down
early,
and then go
cool
again.
down, then go again. Yeah, and clearly that's what they thought would be best for their car. And I think Lando said afterwards, turn 3 or turn 4, imagine or something. So I wonder if he made a mistake in turn 3 or 4 that cost him pole.
Maybe McLaren could use Oscar Piastri as a tactic, and while not quite that extreme.
The tactic. Oscar Piastri crash out George Russell or Max Verstappen, and then makes Lando Norris can get an easy win. I mean, that is Kevin Magnussen tactics. Like how P1 have talked before, they will prove that action because the team won more on that.
That extreme bet. Let Piastri go at the start. Absolutely hustle Russell. That was unintentional.
Ooh,
hustle Russell and Max.
Shakespeare.
And just let.
Or Max and Russell crash out each other. The McLaren won too easy.
Let them cook their tyres.
Final question comes in from P1 Patreon member Lumixion. Do we
what do we have? If that happened, then Ricciardo can maybe get a podium. Could be amazing.
Scathing critics for drivers to produce stellar performances. Of course, this is in reference to Jacques Villeneuve laying into Daniel Ricciardo. Now, I will say, firstly, fantastic performance from Daniel Ricciardo. Less than 0.2 of a second away from pole position. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Wild in an RB.
What a performance. This one performance does not save Daniel Ricciardo. He has to deliver tomorrow. He has to try and
more races than
beat
that.
The Lewis Hamiltons and maybe even not the Fernando Alonso's, but try to beat Yuki, get a good host of points and start to rebuild the confidence.
Brilliant performance, but like you say, you know, we're still having this conversation before.
Oh shit, how many points can... Let's see, 25, 18, 15, 12, 10, then 8 for Fernando Alonso, so plus 2, 8, 6, 4, plus 4 points. Okay, that's not many points. If Aston Martin doesn't get any points tomorrow, then they maybe get closer to Aston Martin. One more fish for the collection.
For this performance, we were still having this conversation about Daniel Ricciardo not delivering and having a poor season, and that's after he qualified 4th in Miami and ended up with all that amazing sprint performance. So we have seen this before. It needs to be consistent now, and it's funny that Yuki got signed right before the session, and on Twitch I think I said the very thing that was
no, why not?
This is basically a way of saying, right, Danny, you need to hurry up now.
Indeed, well, we'll see how it all unfolds in the coming races. And that is it. We have summed up qualifying for the Canadian Grand Prix. Sets us up beautifully. Hell yeah, we'll be live on Twitch. Matt P1 Tommy, if you haven't come and watch along with us, we'd love to have you there. And of course, the podcast, funniest tweets and everything else will be with you over the course of the rest of this weekend and into next week. We'll see you tomorrow.
Not a new fish for the tropical fish collection, but maybe the normal fish collection.
Or will it be the McLarens, or will it be Daniel Ricciardo?
Or will Ferrari do a greatest comeback ever?
Bye!
Where's that optimism? That's best.
Well, it went down the drain when they weren't in Q3.
Oh shit, go away. Huh. Yeah, quiet. Let's see, nothing there. It will probably be nothing more here. I mean, I've already seen. No. Nope. The only one is Kym Illman, maybe. Nope. Let's see. Anything here? Nope. Anything here? No. Hey. Let's see, what can we wait for? When I get 7, 9 more, then we can remain on the stream. So let's swim around, or maybe just fight more. So Formula 1. I mean, the best thing for me would be no podium or win for Mercedes. And Max Verstappen win or second place, and then we have Oscar Piastri and Norris as a winner or podium. Daniel Ricciardo can finish 5. Oh, hopefully Alex Albon will finish in the points. And Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz surely should finish in the points also. Or they will have a really depressing race. The question is, what can Sergio Perez do? You really need to have a really lucky safety car. It could be a question. Should you start on soft? Hoping for a early safety car? Or should he go long way? Oh, fuck me, come on. Give me more fishes. I want to collect them more. Gonna catch them all. Fishemon. I mean, at least give me at least 5 more. Uh, 5 more. Can I get 5 more? I'm gonna be the very best that will get the old fishes, and one day I'm gonna catch them all. Fishemon, you goes there and I goes here. One more salmon for that collection. The worthless salmon collection. Oh, Llamas. Will I get something nice? You can somewhat. Yes, I will buy from you. Yes, I will buy. More emeralds is needed. Yes, I will come back. Sure. Okay, let's get your leads. We need... We need a boat. Oh, wait. Wasn't it they will lose the lead if they go in the boat? Yes, where are your leads? Don't say they disappeared. There were one. There we have the second one. Nice, 2 more leads from my personal collection. Give back the boat. I bought everything. Nice. Nope. Important stuff, slightly important stuff. True. Okay, so back to collecting more fishes. I wanna be the very best that can find them all. Trident time. The Formula 2 Trident. God damn it. I still not Trident. Fuck is this? Give me a Trident. What kind of annoying bug is this? Give me... Man, the Pokemon song should be remade. Fishemon. Oh shit, I should have Pokemon lyrics. Gonna catch them all. It's you and me. Oh shit, I can't this song at all. Man. Give me... Okay, we do it 4 minutes more, or 5. No, fuck this. We going home. We going home. I'm coming home. Coming home. Let them run. No. I am coming home. Oh shit. Okay. Wait, brown. Okay. Where do we have? Did I collect fur? What? Huh. Ice. Packed ice. Bubble cola. Oh, time for this one. Tomato clown fish. Nope. Morris idol. Yep, on recital. Ornate butterfly. Okay. That's done, and now we go this way. Oh no, I went to the wrong place. God damn it. I mean, I started right away for doing one more lap around the base, but nah. Not the right place if I want to place down that stuff. Any more fishes before we end it? Nope. Can we get any fish? Oh, there we have one. Yellow lime. See, 1,413. Oh, one more. Look like a copy, but I need to collect them all just to be safe. No more fish for the collection. Let's go down and do what I meant to do. Oh, 8 more, and then we have one more stack. Copper, and man, this is so wasteful. Interior shell. The fuck will I do all this? 59. I mean, I can't. The only thing I can do with that is let's bring back Minecraft Wiki shell. shell. Fuck me. Yeah, the only thing you use it for is a conduit. And for that I need Heart of the Sea. And how many Heart of the Sea do I have? 2 more. Wow. 59 and 2. So 51 Nautilus shell. For nothing. Oh, I need to place. Oh, 1 stack of dead tropical fishes. Oh, zombie flesh. Now I'm all done. See, can we get some more last tropical fisher? Nope. Oh, that's something that could be interesting that happened in car. Can Linus Lund... Is that Linus Lundqvist? Where do we have it? Give me... Yeah, here we have Linus Lundqvist. Can he win it? I don't know. Hopefully George Russell will not win it. Either Max Verstappen, Lando Norris wins. And no podium for Mercedes. That will be great. Okay. No more. And then we can go. So annoying place. Oh shit, correct. Okay, 14-13 I believe. Let's write that down. 14-13 fishes collected. Let's see, was that right? Yeah, 14-13. 14-13. So 14-13, 1,413 fishes have been now collected. So it's 787. 287. 1,287 more tropical fishes is needed to be collected before we are finished. This could maybe be finished in the end of July. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 weeks and 3 days until we're done with this Pokemon catch them all thing. But what did I plan to catch after that? Give me animals. What can be fun to be catching after this depressing, boring fish collection, hunting, catch them all stuff? Man, I should do a list. Like what is done and what is... Oh, maybe I should do that. Paint. Maybe I should... How could you do this in the best way? Go away from all Minecraft animals. I want to have does that work? What can I look for? One, two, three, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. No, the unclassified. $26. There's so much more than what I see in these pictures. Yeah, search all. Give me all. I want a nice photo so I can just do a check on what I've done and not done. So boring. Well, look like I need to do my own checklist. Like I didn't want to, but apparently I have to. Go back to this one. Or we will change that. To this one. And then we just do in order. Armadillo. Fuck, Armadillo. Armadillo. Okay, copy. Copy. That's big. And then we do it again. Okay, nice. We have that. Axolotti. And then we take this one. Oh, do we have the blue one? Yeah, let's see, we take this one first. Okay, fuck off. Oh, come on, why? Okay, the pink one works. Oh, we have the yellow one also. Yellow. Nope. Okay, what next? B. Yeah, Minecraft. B. Sure. Nope. What next? Oh man, this will take so long. Okay, roll. Oh shit, the camel is so little. We can have it smaller. Should I pick cats? How many are they? How many was it? 4, 6, 10, 13. So 26. Sure, Minecraft cat. me, cat. Take this one. Okay, one more than a new row. Cat. Skip chicken, cow. Then donkey. Only the special animals. Copy. Then we have the mule. It's a donkey. Then we have fox, frog, goat, hoglin, horse. And then, okay, then we take the mule now. And it should be here somewhere. Then we have fox, then frog. Frog. Oh, which one should we take? What frog do they use? The orange one. And in case equally big. And smaller. That was frog. Then a goat, hoggling, horse. Yeah, my memory. Goat, hoggling, horse. Goat, hoggling, horse. Goat, hoggling, horse. What are you so big for? Okay, that ruined a lot. Goat, hoggling, horse. Hoggling. Horse. Horse, then llama, mushroom. Yeah, this fucking stupid way of spelling llama. Mushroom cow. They have the round one. Copy, 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 copy. Mule have done ocelot, panda. Wait, ocelot, panda. Ocelot, panda, rabbit. Ocelot. Ocelot, panda, rabbit. Ocelot, panda, rabbit. Ocelot, panda, rabbit. The fuck? What a Minecraft wiki. That rabbit have a wrong color. Fuck is this? What? This thing we change. Now look at this. Oh, got it. But never seen this color on a rabbit. What did this color come from? The fuck is all this? Oh my god, it goes through everything. Fuck me. I'm gonna look. No. Why? The fuck did this come from? Fuck me. Stop being so small. Minecraft rabbit. Okay, what rabbit did I use? Ah, he's big enough. Okay, rabbit. Sniffer. Oh, mushroom rabbit I shot on. That's why they're weird. Maybe. Nope. They were not. Okay, sniffer. Sniffer. Strider. What do we have left now? Strider. Turtle wolf. Turtle wolf. Turtle wolf. Wolf turtle. Turtle wolf. Men that will be something collecting on the new wolves. Oh my god, getting oh, that would be somewhat not fun collecting all different wolves. Because I don't wanna just collect all the different wolves. I want to have them not tamed. That would be annoying. Hopefully they will not attack each other, so I can maybe have some in the same place. Or else I need to mine out more rooms for them. That was wolf. Donkey. I have horse. Yes. Llama. Mule. Yes. Not parrot. Parrot. Parrot, wolf, bee. I have cave spider. Cave spider. Cave spider and the mite. Among Us. Silverfish and then spider. Silverfish. Spider. Okay. Bath. Bath. Dolphin. Dolphin. And a dragon will not be able to be placed. Glow squid. And then we have normal squid also. But before normal squid, it will be a polar bear. Oh wait, we can do the squid now. It should be polar bear, then squid. Huh, shouldn't the glow squid also have eyes? Weird. And it will be interesting if more bears will be made in Minecraft. Brown bear, black bear. I think that's every interesting animal. We should save this. Minecraft. NFT animals. And then we can do nope. This one? Nope. Where the fuck it works? Okay, weird. Done. 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 Somewhat done. Done. I guess also done. Oh my god, the lag. Done. 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 No, not done. No, I'm not even done that either. Done. Done. Nope, nope, nope. Done. Nope. Done. Okay, ocelotus. Okay, ocelotus of frogs. Yeah, these two. They will be easy. And one day goats. What more? Dolphins, squids, glow squid, they are like, I can do them really easy. And mule can also do somewhat easy. The only hard ones is the wolf, to get all the different wolves, all the different llamas. Oh, the camel can be somewhat annoying maybe to get. But the goat, oh, ocelot. Frog, okay, frog can be somewhat difficult in goat because I need to find them first. So, ocelot. Ocelot, dolphin, squid, and glow squid will be the next one. Okay, and now we save it. Okay, now we've done that. That was really funny stuff. Probably not. But Formula 1, let's see, when will that stuff happen? Where can I go to see this? Formula 1 will more or less happen in 12 hours or 30 hours. And then the IndyCar race will happen in 15 hours.